We back. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with another live. It's been a long time coming. I had to go live right now, bro. The game is looking weak. The game is looking weak. The game need Boxingego. Every time I dip out and I don't give y'all the lives, the game get full of jive. That's on my mama. Bro, boxing is weak without me. I'm what counts in this boxing game. What up? Isaiah Felix, my guy. Longtime Eagles Army. The first person in here was Jay Gadget. What up? Appreciate you. My boy Surah, Chicago, Garfield Park Boxing, know about it. Isaiah Felix. Daryl Henry. Yoda. Flip Mode. You got the best show across social media. Stay tuned for the real deal or try some additives elsewhere. Bro, I'm giving y'all boxing with no additives, no gluten, no preservatives. I'm giving y'all the real uncut boxing. There's a lot of false prophets in the game, and we here to expose all that. 2025 is my year in boxing. You'll see. Come in, smash the like button. We're going to talk about Jaron Boots, Ennis, lending a helping hand to Canelo Alvarez. It got the Bud Buddies feeling a type of way. Sub Ego music definitely gives off life achievements reached. Oh, wow. Ego pound for pound top dog. And I'm the top dog. Do the Rocky impersonation. Y'all got to do some like impersonations. Get my likes up and I'll think about it. See, y'all want me to do for y'all, but then y'all don't want to do for me. Listen, Cash App on the screen, Super Chats on the screen, the like button right there. Y'all do for me, and then I'll consider doing for y'all. Pause. Payday, you want payday? I know that. Bro, the Bud Buddies are an HE double hockey stick right now. In Boxingego gonna take y'all. I take you there. Bro, trust me. The game been on Smidash ever since Boots and Canelo posted that picture, and the Bud Buddies looking trifling. They looking stupid, sounding stupid, looking stupid, all that. Definitely the top dog in the boxing game. I try to tell you, I am unmatched. People think I'm being bragging and being boastful. I am him. I give y'all the best quality. I know my quality. The editing is raw. The quality of the videos. Bro, look. You are the last dragon and you possess the power of the glow. I got the glow. I try to tell y'all from the beginning. I'm not new to this, bro. The haters got mad because I told y'all I was the best in the business, but then I showed y'all. They not with me. You are the last dragon and you possess the power. Hold on, I'm steeping my tea right now so we can get active. Bro, look. Vampire blood. Y'all like my mug? And it's not even close. Y'all like my mug? The vampire blood? Woo-wee! You good looking. I know how to make some good tea. Now that's some good tea. Bro, I am going to destroy the Bud Buddies live on the air. We just getting started. The Bud Buddies tried it. Shout out to Enrique Villaverde. Sent $5 in the Cash App. Yo, the cash. Hold on. It's looking crazy. Hold on. You are the last dragon, and you possess the power. Bro, I'm the last dragon of boxing. Yo, we got a $5 from Enrique. We got a $5 Cash App from Enrique Villaverde. He says, here's $5 for keeping it fair and balanced. I try to tell you, I'm him. I give y'all real boxing. None of this fanboyism, and groupie stuff. Here, this is how you know I'm the realest in the game. I got a Bergmont mix tea. I forgot the name of the brand, but it's good. And I put a little splash, a little creamer, you know what I mean, just to lighten him up. This is some good tea. I might go in the kitchen and get the thing if y'all want. Y'all want to know the tea? Y'all want me to show you? Hold on, I'll go get it. You are the last dragon, and you possess the. It's called Stephen Smith. This is fire. It's from Italy. They need to sponsor the channel. From Italy. Montebello, Tutti Frutti, it's Badilla, it's me, Mario. Yoo-hoo! Bro, it's some Italian joint. Yeah. The Bud Booty Bud. You had to put the booty up in there. Bro, the Bud Buddies look stupid, sound stupid. What else is new? Bro, y'all better get back in your cornfields. Listen. Let's do a quick roll call, and then I'll get started. Let me know where you guys are from, city, state, zip code. Announce. I need to see who I'm talking to. Announce where you're from. That's all you got to do. Rep where you're from in the comments right now. We're going to do the roll call. The Boxingego roll call. I want to see states, cities. Y'all got to let me know. We got Santa Ana, California, Chicago, Garfield Park Boxing repping. I told you, we everywhere. You ain't never there. I'm everywhere. We got Germany, Philadelphia. We got Deltona, Florida, Cincinnati. We got the Cassandra, I see you. Eagles Army up in here. Orlando, Florida. Yeah, let's get it. Philly. I told you, Philly up in here. Y'all gonna like this, Philly. I got y'all because we're gonna talk about boots. Naptown 504. We got Columbus, Ohio. Ohio in here deep. We got the Midwest. Baltimore, Maryland, living in AZ now. Shout out to you. Grand Rapids, Michigan. Atlanta, Georgia. To Fresno, California. That's not too far from me. Shout out to Fresno. Fresno got good food too. Canada, family in Texas. Shout out to Troy. Atlanta. What's it? Noonan, Georgia? Okay. Let's get it. All right, so let's get started with today's show. Pictures released of Canelo Alvarez gearing up for a fight with Terrence Crawford. September 13th on Netflix. pictures like this. Now, anybody with a brain would look at this and be like, whoa, that's some heat in the picture. You got Hernandez, you got Canelo, baby, you got the young gunner, Jaron Boots, Ennis, all in one picture. So these pictures hit the internet. Canelo training in conjunction, sparring, whatever, with Jaron Ennis. Again, anybody with a brain would look at that and be like, yo, that's good work. But not the Bud Buddies. Somehow, in some way, the Bud Buddies use this as an opportunity to instigate, insinuate, call names, call Jaron Boots a bootlicker, a COON, say that Jaron Ennis is shameful, he's an embarrassment, he broke code, he not black enough. All of a sudden, because he's in the photo with Canelo Alvarez. Bro, clowns. Anybody who's giving Boots a hard time, clowns. Put them in the circus, clowns. I've made videos about this. Boots don't owe nothing to anybody. Not to Canelo, not to Crawford. So why would you be mad at Boots? Let's hear it in the comment section. I want to hear how he's a sellout and broke code and all this stupid stuff because he worked with Canelo. Bro, I told you the game has a lot of imposters, a lot of false prophets. And what they do is they'll take a message and pervert the message and then turn it into extra stuff. Bro, I promise you, if you look at these individuals, the usual suspects, here's what they do. Here's what they do. For one, they're trying to act like FBA and try to act pro-black, right? But if you were really pro-black, why you beef with black people more than anybody else? Please do explain. If you're pro-black and you see a brother get a look from Canelo, who is, no matter what, you could, oh, he failed the drug test. Canelo is a legend in boxing. And if you're really pro-black, why would the first thing you do be to take a brother like Jaron Boots Ennis, who's been an urban legend? He hasn't done everything perfect in terms of how his career's moved, but he's a young, up-and-coming, undefeated fighter that people have been checking for, and he ain't never did nothing like supremely wrong towards the culture. Why would you use this as the first opportunity to take a on Boots Ennis? Please let me know how that makes sense. If you're so pro-black, you care so much about the black movement and black culture, you look stupid, bro. So that's why I was shocked to see that people even took this as a narrative, especially in a sport like boxing, because some of your favorite fighters, Devin Haney or whoever, they all work with different people and they don't just spar with black people. Why would they? If Devin is about to fight Ryan Garcia, why he going to fight all ninjas? Why he going to, it doesn't even make sense. So anybody in my sport of boxing that is speaking like this, you guys should pay it no mind, because you clearly don't understand the brotherhood of boxing that this is called work. This is a job, right? And what makes it so infuriating, these people are so fake. That's why I call them shapeshifters. They try to take different forms and spread these like little propagandas and messages, but they're not even consistent with your own message. If you're FBA, you pro-black, why you dissing Boots, a black person? If you're FBA and pro-black, how come the content creators that are pushing this hate on Tank? Every video that they talk about Gervonta Davis, a black man, is negative. Every video is Tank, he weak, Tank is puny, Tank sucks, blah, blah, blah. And I'm talking well before the Jake Paul fight. So it didn't have nothing to do like, oh, he picked Jake Paul, so that's why I don't like Tank. These people have not liked Tank well before the Jake Paul fight even came into fruition. So what's pro-black about that? Fake. I don't deal with the fake. The same people, I guarantee you, the same people calling Boots a bootlicker and all this stuff, a lot of them, they like Devin Haney. They like Bill Haney. Bill Haney called Tank a monkey. Where were the protests for that? We all seen it. I know Kamal seen it. I seen it. So how come, where were the videos and the public outcry when Bill Haney called Tank a monkey at the zoo in the UAE or wherever? Selective outrage. So, yeah, we not listening to none of that. We ain't hearing none of that, bro. Talking about Boots as a traitor and all this stuff. Tank undefeated in Cells Arena, that part. Something that these other dudes can't do. That's why they jealous. Blade, what's up? Bro, we not playing these stupid games. And the crazy thing is you got content creators spreading this and they think they cooking. They think they doing a good job. And then if you dumb enough to believe this, then that's on you. Bro, I've been in boxing gyms for most of my life now at this point. Definitely the last 15 years. You see what I'm saying? And if you actually be around fighters, been in the gym, been in boxing gyms, know the fighters, right? That's everyday stuff. Sparring with different people from different walks of life. You might have a Haitian, an African, a Mexican sparring partner, somebody from Argentina, somebody white. Yeah, bro, this is just everyday stuff. I don't care how much Tank make. I want to see him fight Shakur. Bro, we don't even know who you are. So what is that? Like, we don't care what you want. Who are you even? Matt Bars. Bro, we ain't never heard you. Put a beat on. Let me see if you got bars. You just came out the woodworks. Oh, I don't care how much Tank made. I want to know what about Shakur? Bro, Shakur break his hand in every fight. Bro, this is what I'm talking about. This is what's wrong with the game. But the sheriff is back in town. We gonna clean this up. You talking about Shakur and Tank. Who cares? That's probably gonna be not that great of a fight. Second, Shakur be breaking his hands in every fight. Third, Shakur is not aligning himself with the people that would make sense to fight Tank. Five, Shakur is not even calling out Tank. He keep talking about Teofimo. He's like, where you at, Teo? signed the contract, T.O. He ain't saying nothing about Tank. So you just randomly brought that up. Oh, I don't care about, I want to see Tank and Shakur. Screw competitive. Let's just have them all fight JP for a big check. Bro, please stop. You should stop commenting. You're not even talking about nothing. Bro, you're a bum. Listen, I'm going to make this real quick. I'm going to make this very quick. If anybody in this room says they would not take the Jake Paul fight, an exhibition fight for $100 million plus, and they would instead fight Rochi, you are a liar. You are a liar. I don't believe you. You're not, like, I could give somebody $50 and they'll do something stupid. You ever seen them prank videos and they be like, oh, I'll give you $50 to smash this bottle on your head, and people on the street will do it for $50. So you mean to tell me you would not fight Jake Paul and cash in 100 M's or better to fight Lamont Roach? Stop it. You're a liar, bro. Not my Wally. What does that even mean, bro? Not my Wally. Where are you even from? You from Australia. What the hell is not my wall? Yeah, that's not my Wally. What does that even mean? How about another shrimp on the barbie? Not my Wally. Bro, what does not my Wally mean? Maybe I'm a boomer. I don't know. Oh, now you trying to change it. Nah, you said Wally, bro. That man said, not, you're done, bro. That man said, not my Wally. And these are the people that got something to say about Tank, and they can't even spell. The man can't spell the word wallet, and he worried about Tank about to make 100 M's. I try to tell you, bro, these fans is weird. Bro, now it's starting to make sense. What does Seth Rogen say in 40-Year-Old Virgin? It all makes sense. You're a virgin. Bro, what did Seth Rogen say in 40-Year-Old Virgin? It all makes sense. You're a virgin. This man talking about wallabies and not my wallaby. And we see why you don't resonate with money. You don't even know how to spell wallet. So yeah, you're done. Matt Bars, you're done. Cassandra said, this is what I've been missing. Because they always start with me. The man can't spell the word wallet and he mad at a big money fight. We see why you mad. Go get a GED and come back to me. That's all you got to do. Go to night class. Take some night school and come back. You'll be all right. That man said, not my Wally. My Wally bigger than your Lil Bub. Who is this dude, bro? Lil Bub. What is that? Who are you, Wolverine? He said, my Wally bigger than your Lil Bub. Hey, Bub. Oh, shit. Bro, you made me break my mic. Bro, you made me hit the Wolverine and break my mic. Hey, yo. See, this why y'all got me tight, bro. Where is my mic at, bro? Cassandra, they made me break my mic with the Wolverine. Hold on. Now y'all gonna buy me a new mic. Hold on. Bro, y'all made me break the mic off the... Bro, I'm too strong. I'm trying to tell y'all. What the heck? Bro, how did that even happen? Cassandra, hold on. Now you done messed up the whole show. Hey, shooters, block him. Bro, block him. He made me break my whole setup. Y'all won't buy me a new mic. Hey, shooters, block that Wally dude. Get Matt Bars out of here. Just because he did that. Bro, just because he made me mad and do that Wolverine and break my own setup. That took entirely too long. Hey, block him. Block his ad. Get him out of here. Just because you ruined the show like that. Gotta go. Yeah. Get him out of here. Yeah, we gonna make examples out of all you. I'm putting cases on all you. Bro, I'm putting cases on all you punks. You think you can do this to me? Huh? Jake! Bro, do y'all think y'all could do this to me? Because I ain't been doing no streams. It's still me. I'm still him. I'm the best ever. I'm the best ever. There's nobody that can match me. My style is impenetrable. My defense is impregnable. I'm just ferocious. I want it hard. Bro, y'all really got it up. After all I did for boxing, huh? Yeah. Bro, he talking about Tank need to fight Shakur. Bro, Shakur broke his hands on an electrician. Why do y'all want to see that fight? Bro, Shakur said, I don't cheat. Bro, on an electrician. The man fought Geek Squad and broke both his... And it... Bro... Bro, listen. Shakur broke both his on an electrician. That's a fact. A late one day and broke both. He was right here with it. Off of the electrician face. Then he fought Zepeda and he tried to give Turkey no Tom and Jerry style or whatever. And now he got to take the rest of the year off. You guys are clowns. The man fought rugged for one fight, and now he got to take the rest of the year off. Do you understand? That is Shakur Stevenson. That is his legacy. Keyshawn's brother got beat up, and then he tried to beat up the guy that beat up his brother that dang near beat up him. And then you're like, oh, I want to see Tank fight these guys. Bro, why? Keyshawn can't make weight, miss weight. Thought he was still going to get the fight. Fight got canceled. Then his brother got beat up by a guy that damn near beat him up. Then where is Keyshawn? And now he just out. There ain't nobody even mention his name. Bro, Keyshawn, listen. See, this is why the game, listen, I'll hurt your feelings with all facts. The man fought Dennis Baranchank. Bro, he suck. He's not good like that. That's what Top Rank be doing. Top Rank be having some of these spaghetti western matches. This would trip me out. And then he beat Dennis Baranchank. Yeah, he's a champion, but who cares? Because you didn't fight no incredulous champion that we all know. Bro, Shakur, let's get on Shakur since y'all want to talk about Shakur. The boy fought William Zepeda non-Tom and Jerry style, and now he out for the rest of the year off of one fight. Then in the fight, William Zepeda jabbed him, and Shakur said, Bro, Shakur fell into the ropes off a jab. Do you know what Tank would do if he connect? Bro, my boy Zepeda said, Shakur was right here in the ropes, trapped in the ropes. Like he looked like a fly caught in a spider web. And then he had to justify it at the post-fight presser. Oh, I wasn't hurt. Bro, you still did this. It don't matter if you hurt. You look like a fly in a spider web. You was right here. Like Peter Parker done got you. And y'all got the nerve to talk about this. And don't get me started on Rochi. Don't get me started on him. Officer Rochi. Bro, don't get me started on Officer Rochi. You won't believe what Tia told me. Officer Rochi. Bro, every time something don't go Roach's way, Roach try to sue. Roach try to get the laws involved. Get him out of here. They said he did it in the amateurs. Then when Tank, the knee didn't count, he go snitch to the commission. Bro, that's Roach Kashi 6'9". Get him out of here too. Yeah. Listen, I'm putting cases on all y'all. Roach Kashi 6'9". Get him out of here, bro. Who he said thumbs down? What's that gonna do to my paycheck? I don't care about no thumbs down. What's the thumbs down finna do? This paycheck finna be fat. King KO. No, stay. This paycheck finna be fat. I'm gonna buy your whole work week. My paycheck finna be fat. This paycheck, you can hit the thumbs down. Do it. What that's supposed to do? The man said, I'm out. Who's with me? GP, are you with me? Oh, yeah. Bro, they always try to get a little mob going. I don't like this guy, Boxingego. His channel stinks. His channel is cock-a-doodie. Am I right? Let's leave. Bro, they ain't listening to you, King KO. Who you KO? Bro, they sensitive. They have to, they do like Spirit Airlines. They announce their departure. All of a sudden, they turn to the airlines, Delta. They got to announce the departure. Good evening, Delta flyers. We will be departing in 10 minutes. We are leaving Boxingego's channel in approximately 10 minutes. So get to your boarding gate. Like, bro, I don't care. Bro, my check is finna be fat and you can't do nothing. I KO'd your mama last night. I'll laugh if you want me to, bro. I'll laugh if you want me to. Bro, the man had a third grade joke. I KO'd your mama. Am I right? Bro, get him out of here. Too stupid. Who next? Who next? I'm the new Samuel Peters. Who next? Who next? Bro, who next? I chop all y'all down. Bring it. Bud buddies, I'm waiting for y'all too. So Officer Rochi, every time something don't go his way, he be crying and like complaining to somebody. Then, hey, peep this. Hey, my dude, Jameson Childress, let's go. Jameson Childress, Eagles Army. I got y'all. Bro said, come on, guys, like, let's get out of here. They try to start a little militia against me. Bud Buddies on fake code. Bro, bump that. I'm glad Boots did it. Do something about it. Hey, yeah, I said it. Hey, Jaron Boots, Ennis, get your money. Work with Canelo. Work with the Mexican fighter. I don't give about what none of y'all talking about. That was a good look for him. Do something about it. I said it. Yeah. Bro, it's fake code. Bro, I got so many darts because I ain't been going live. I got so many darts, I don't even know which one to hit y'all with. I really don't. Let's get Officer Rochi out of here. The man, bro, boxing is fake. A lot of these guys look bad. I don't care what y'all talking about. I'm the best ever, the best in the business, and it's not even close. Lamont Roach said, I got other options, but then he keep crying about Tank. He keep arguing with Tank. Bro, get over it. He left you. It's like a dude and his girl break up with him and she get with another dude and you keep talking about the girl. It makes you look bad at that point, bro. Bro, if you say you're over the girl, you're over the BZ, and then you keep talking about the BZ, then you look stupid. You hear me? You look dumb. She don't look dumb. You look dumb. Yo, we got $3 in the Cash App. Big Moses Thomas. Big Mo says, you are the best in the business. I try to tell y'all. We got Omar sent $16 in the Cash App. He said, hey, bub. Rah! Bro, y'all made me break my mic messing with that fool. Listen, Officer Rochi said he had options. And then, like, bro, I swear to you, I could destroy y'all with all facts. Who want to play the truth game? Who want to play the truth game with Big Money Ego? We'll see who live first. Are y'all down to play? Play the truth game with Big Money Ego, and we'll see who live first. Y'all ready? If y'all ready, say win in the comment section. Play the game. Press your luck if you want. All you got to do is tell the truth, and we'll see who live first. Say win. Say win. All right, bet. Lamont Roach like 5'5", and he talking extra gangster and extra spicy. Is that cap or fact? Lamont Roach is like 5'5", 5'6", and he talking like the most like gangster ever on social media. Okay, it's a fact. So I'm 1-0. Tank Davis fighting Jake Paul will generate more attention, impressions, and money than fighting Lamont Roach. Is that cap or is that fact? Tank Davis fighting Jake Paul will generate more impressions, attention, and money for the sport of boxing and for the fighters than fighting Lamont Roach. Is that cap or fact? We'll see who lies first. Okay, they saying it's big facts. I'm 2-0. I'm still undefeated. Lamont Roach said he had options despite Tank moving on. Is that cap or fact? Lamont Roach said he had options regardless of what Tank do. Okay, that's facts. I'm 3-0. Your boy Ego is 3-0. So Lamont Roach got vehemently called out by Carmel Moten. Is that cap or fact? Y'all stop me when I stop telling the truth. So Carmel Moten didn't call him out. Floyd Mayweather didn't call out Lamont Roach. Come on, bro. You ain't in touch with your boxing. Carmel Moten just didn't call him out a couple of days ago over the weekend. Okay, then. So I don't know why the one person said I was capped when we know he did. Gary Russell Jr. called out Lamont Roach. Is that cap or fact? We just playing cap or fact. Either I'm lying or I'm telling the truth. Gary Russell Jr. has been calling out Lamont Roach. Cap or fact? Okay. So Lamont Roach has options. You said that was fact. Carmel Moten and Floyd Mayweather called out Lamont Roach to fight Carmel Moten. Y'all said that was fact. Gary Russell Jr. has been on Lamont Roach's bumper trying to fight him. Y'all said that was fact. So that's 3 facts that I just got. Lamont Roach said he had options. He's been called out by Carmel. He's been called out by Gary Russell. Guess what Lamont Roach is reported to be doing? Fighting Gabe Flores Jr. Wait. And I know the floor is this. Shout out to them. But my point is this. The way Lamont Roach depicted it, he was above fighting Kermel Moton. He was above fighting Gary Russell Jr. In my opinion, those would be bigger fights than a Flores Jr. fight at the moment. So what are we talking about? Gary Russell's too old to fight you and too inactive, even though you can't say he's inactive, he just fought. So he's too old, and then Kermel Moton's too young and ain't done enough. But you can fight Gabe Flores Jr. Daryl Henry, $10. Appreciate you. You are without a question the best boxing podcast show. I try to tell y'all, listen, I say it and then I'm just going to show my greatness. That's it. That's all I can do. So you're above fighting Gary Russell and Kermel Moton for whatever reason, but you're reported to fight Gabe Flores Jr. Like, come on, bro. Come on. And then the other thing with Lamont Roach, I thought Tank won the fight. I told y'all from the beginning. Now, I can say that neither person showed tremendous separation in that fight. Neither person showed a bunch of separation, but I thought Tank won. Because here's my thing. Go back and watch the fight. Tank taking the knee, which didn't count as a knockdown per the ref ruling. What round was that? The knee thing, the hair grease knee thing. What round was that? Somebody tell me. What round did Tank take the knee or whatever? Hold on. Y'all don't know your boxing. I know. Y'all, I'm trying to see if anybody know. What round? Okay, shout out to finally somebody knew the answer. It was the 9th round. This is how I know y'all don't know boxing. The knee thing didn't happen until the 9th round, which means there was no controversy for the first 8 rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold on. Let me cook. Let your boy Ego cook. They all want to be like me. These other content creators, they want to be like me. I wear beanies. I wear glasses. They wear beanies. They wear glasses. They wear hats. Come on, bro. They want to be like me, but nobody could cook like me. Let's go. For the first 8 rounds, there was no knockdowns, no controversy, because the only controversy happened in round 9. So you had 8 clean rounds with no controversy, and it looked like a run-of-the-mill style Tank fight. Lamont Roach wasn't doing no extreme, like, crazy acrobatics or doing anything. When the fight had somewhat of a controversy, somewhat of a turning point, was in round 9. The fight's almost over at that point. A 12-rounder, you're closer to the end than you are to the beginning. So if you go back and watch it, Lamont Roach wasn't even really doing anything up until that fake knockdown hair grease thing. So he had such a slow start that I thought Tank won the fight. If we're just going scoring each round, it wasn't like Tank looked at his very best, but at the same time, Lamont Roach wasn't really doing nothing either. When things got a little bit interesting were in the 9th round. But even in the 9th round, the ref didn't call it a knockdown. And if you watch after Tank got fake knocked down or whatever and took the knee, Tank started getting busy. He started getting busy and landed some vicious stuff like body shots, like, bah, bah. He started like taking it serious. So Lamont Roach is running around like he destroyed Tank. Like he talking about belt to ass. Like, come on, bro. If that's belt to ass, what is Mayweather versus Gotti? You guys are clowns. You do not know boxing. If whatever Lamont Roach did in the Tank fight was belt to ass, if that's what you guys are labeling that, and he whooped Tank ass, Then what was Mayweather Gotti? How do you classify that? What because to me, Mayweather Gotti was belt to ad. Rest in peace to Gotti. That's belt to ad where a dude was just getting punished. Lamont Roach was not looking Mayweather Gotti-ish at all. Like not even close. Not even one round of Mayweather Gotti. So why is Lamont Roach going around saying like, I put belt to ad, I made you submit, I made it. You didn't do nothing. What did you do, bro? Even the hair grease thing. Tank took a knee because of the hair grease. Lamont Roach didn't land some vicious shot and Tank was drunk and Tank didn't know what to do, so he had to take a knee. Bro, it's pitiful what Lamont Roach is doing. Pitiful. And he's a good fighter, but it's pitiful. It's pitiful because as a man, I can't speak for him. I can only speak for me. But as a man, I don't want to win in no like cheesy, chintzy way. I don't want that. That's like me getting a girl and she sleep with me, but I had to Bill Cosby her. I don't take no like joy in that. Why would you take joy if you pulled a chick because you had to hit her with the Bill Cosby? I would like to put the Quaalude in the drink, which is sip, and the martini, you see. Like, bro, you don't get no points for that. Because you oofy the chick. Like, that's not nothing to brag about. Like, oh, I smashed Cynthia. Bro, you cheated. That's nothing brag worthy, bro. You the new Bill Cosby. That's not something to brag upon. You cannot go home without the pudding and the pudding pop and the bop bop da da pop pop da. Bro, you ain't getting no props for that. You get props if you pull a girl off the strength, off the mouthpiece. And she willingly consents to messing with you. Swad Jones, all right then. You don't get no props for that. So why would Lamont Roach even want to win how he's saying he should have won in that fashion? Like, bro, you better off just pushing for the rematch. And if Tank, and I told y'all say I was wrong, but everything I said came true. Roach kept talking and kept talking. I don't blame Tank for going the Jake Paul way. I don't. Tank kept it cool. Listen, I'm going to tell you like this. Gervonta Davis kept it cool in the first fight with Lamont Roach. He didn't seem like he was trying to violate him, right? But this is a lesson to the wise. You might have pure intentions, but people will secretly be envious and jealous of you. And that's what I think went on. And then it slipped out. The mask slipped when Roach went through this, and now his true character is coming out. But Tank wasn't looking at him like like we came up together. He even said, I'm not going to badmouth you. Your mom is in the crowd. He wasn't violating. It only got to that now because Lamont Roach is talking crazy and talking spicy and talking like I won and Tanks don't hit hard and I've been hit much harder. That's why it evolved into this. You see what I'm saying? It evolved into where it's at. So you guys keep saying like Roach did all this extra. What did he do? Like, what's your here's how I know y'all don't know boxing. What was Roach's best round? See, it's a bunch of Tank hate. I knew y'all couldn't even answer it. What is Roach's best round in the fight where he was looking marvelous? Crickets. What was Lamont Roach's best round? And don't say round 9 because it was a fake knockdown. And after that, Tank started getting busy. Kamal Oz, beautiful. You never bite the hand that feeds you. Exactly. What was Roach's best round? Look, 10, I think. No, definitively tell me his best round. Because when we're talking about Mayweather versus Canelo, I can tell you rounds where Floyd was getting off. And that fight happened way before. That fight happened in 2013. And I can still tell you certain rounds of Floyd Mayweather fights with like Diego Corrales or Canelo or De La Hoya or Cotto or whoever, where they were legendary Floyd rounds. I can tell you very good rounds for like Errol Spence, Mikey Garcia, because I was at that fight. Like round 9, if I'm not mistaken. Round 9, he busted up Mikey Garcia. I know that off the top of my head because I witnessed it. I mean, I was ringside. I was ringside shoddy, man. But aside from being ringside, it left an impression because Errol Spence beat the brakes off of Mikey Garcia in that round, and it looked like the fight was going to be over, right? So I could tell you these legendary rounds from other people, but Roach, what was the legendary round from him versus Tank? Round 7, Roach landed 16 punches to Tank's 12. In round 12, Roach landed 16 to Tank's 8 or 9. I said a legendary round. You telling me CompuBox numbers. You don't know about boxing, bro. I just okay. Yeah, bro had to use Google. That's what I'm saying. So you pulled up some CompuBox numbers and try to prove a point. And we know, okay, hold on. Does anybody here believe that this dude memorized the CompuBox numbers for specific rounds of Tank Roach? In his head, without any reference, without going to Google, does anybody believe that he knew the punch counts from Lamont Roach and Tank Davis in 2 different rounds? F no, exactly. So I'm so great at what I do and how I word things. This is what they do. They tried to prove me wrong, so they have to start Googling it. And then now you look stupid because we know you Googled. There's no way you knew how many punches Roach landed in 2 specific rounds and how many punches Tank landed. You went on Chat GPT. Facts. Shout out to Mr. Riviera. And anyway, it still doesn't answer the question. I said, what legendary rounds? You told me rounds where Lamont Roach had better volume. But even that proves you don't know ish about boxing. Because there's rounds where Amagasa fought Guillermo Rigondeaux and he don't throw no punches. But then when he do throw punches, he mopped up Amagasa's face. So who cares about CompuBox? That's how I know you don't know boxing. So Amagasa threw 50 punches and it didn't connect or do nothing. But then Rigondeaux said, ah! and lumped this man's face up and had him looking like Mac and me. So who cares about punch counts when one punch destroys someone? Like, you don't think Better Be fought somebody and they had more punches thrown than him, but then Better Be threw 2-3 punches and hurt him bad and set up a stoppage? Yeah, that's how I know y'all don't know boxing. They can't beat me. First thing that came up when I Googled it was the 12th round punch ratio. See, he using AI. I'm talking about legendary rounds where Roach was getting off and he was like dogging Tank. Better be a dude be twirling 45-pound bars. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. So the bottom line, Lamont Roach didn't do all of what he thinks. Listen, I like to not beat around the bush. Lamont Roach was expected to get destroyed. Lamont Roach was expected to get knocked out. The Tank knee hair grease thing was just a weird anomaly, right? Those three things are the reason that people are even talking about Lamont Roach. Weird anomaly with the freakish knee thing, and Roach didn't get knocked out when he was expected to. That's it. That's your claim to fame. Your claim to fame is not getting knocked out. And now he's trying to blossom that into a streaming career. Let's play cap or fact again. Lamont Roach has done more streams than Boxingego in the last month. Is that, bro, do you understand what I'm saying? I am a full-time YouTuber, and Lamont Roach did more streams than me in the last month or two. Bro, is that cap or fact? Lamont Roach, Roachy, did more streams than the actual streamer and full-time YouTuber. That shows you the status of the game right now. When you have Roachy putting out more streams than the actual YouTuber that's been a YouTuber for 15 years plus, and he putting out more streams than me. It looked bad, bro. Now, I'm not even mad if someone's trying to parlay their newfound attention into like streams or like, hey, I never got this much attention. But what I'm saying is use that attention for something good, which is not talk about Tank nonstop. Tank underestimated Roach. It's a much less extreme version of Fury versus Ngannou. Facts. Tank did Roach a favor. His name is known by more than before. Yeah, but don't base your whole life around Tank now. Bro, the day PBC put the fight up on YouTube, the man watched it with commentary. Come on, bro. And he was like, chat, listen, you heard the punch? They said the punch didn't land. Chat, they said the punch didn't land. What was that noise? Chat, I'm not saying I heard him with the punch. Chat, I never said that. I never said I heard him. Then what are you saying? You keep talking about this 9th round, and then now you're talking about I never said I heard him. Then what are you saying? I'm just saying, I never heard him, but a punch landed because you heard the sound, and then he took a knee. That should have been a 10-8 for me. Bro, please stop. Who wants to win like that, bro? Who wants to listen? If the referee ruled it a knockdown, then so be it. Cool. I'm not even arguing that. But it's the ref's discretion. He didn't do it. There's nothing you can do. Every sport has blown calls. Football, basketball, MLB, baseball, they all have blown calls. That's just part of the game. Nobody's perfect. Umpires, referees, officials, they're not perfect. First of all, Tank's a superstar. That's a fact. Second, Tank's a superstar that did something weird in a fight. Nobody even knew what that was about. Did his appendix burst? Is he about to throw up? We didn't know what it was. So how can you blame the referee when it was just some freak weirdo type of occurrence that is surely not to happen again, and he didn't know what it was to how to properly respond to it? That, to me, that makes sense. It's fair. It was a weird call. You could say it was a blown call, but how do you respond to that? Tank acted weird in that moment. It didn't look like a punch hit him. And then he went and turned his head, took a knee. Then he got up real quick, ran to the corner, and is dipping his head out. Nobody knew what that was on. We didn't know what that was at. And then the ref was like talking to him, and Lamont Roach didn't even know what. So it's like, how are we like overly? I've seen referees make bad calls that ruin fights. You know what I mean? And like, it's the referee's fault. That was just like kind of human error. I don't know who would have responded. There's a lot of great, like Thomas Taylor. He's a great referee. I don't know that he would have did significantly better in that given moment because it was just a weird one-off type of scenario. And you guys that don't like Tank has always looked superhuman, knocking majority of his people out. That's why this fight got more buzz, because he didn't knock out Pitbull Cruz, but we all know he had one hand. This time he had two hands and he didn't knock out Roach, so it becomes a bigger ideal. But you can't score boxing like that. There's fights where Better Biev, like, I guess he knocked out most of his people except for Bivol, but you're not always going to get the knockout. You know what I mean? It is what it is. You can't hold someone to a higher standard because they're a puncher. So I don't even understand. I mean, I do understand because y'all some haters. That's what this boils down to. They hate Tank, so they used it to jump on him because he looked more human. And then as far as the Jake Paul thing, bro, you are a liar if you say 100 mil plus versus Jake Paul exhibition, 5 to 20 million to fight Lamont Roach in a smaller fight, or a bigger traction with bigger money and bigger exposure. And you're saying, no, I would do what's right. I am all about nobility and chivalry, and I will challenge Lamont Roach to a proper dust-up and fisticuff to defend my family name and honor. Bro, you guys, some of y'all don't have honor with your own family. You steal from your family members. You'll sleep with your boy's girl and stuff. And then now these people want to act all goody two-shoe and noble. Like, oh my gosh, how could Tank move on without fighting Roach? Y'all some suckers, bro, because y'all liars. I hate a liar, bro. Lying like they would take the Lamont Roach fight, which is lesser everything, than to fight Jake Paul. And here's what makes it mad. Here's what makes him mad. Because Jake Paul and Tank, they don't care what you think. That's what makes them even more mad. Because they're unapologetic. They're like, we decided to do this. We about to make a lot of money. Flip them the bird. And then what really makes them mad is usually the Tank haters are closely associated or affiliated with another fighter, right? Like Haniacs, like Shakur Stevenson. So what really makes them mad is the fact that Tank can pop out of boxing as an active fighter, fight for 100 M's plus in an exhibition, whether people like it or not, make more money than most people in the game, and their favorite fighter cannot do that. That's what really makes them mad. Like Devin Haney, to get a proper payday, Devin Haney got to take a hard fight like Brian Norman Jr., where he might get his brains spilt out. He got to take that to get less money than Tank's going to get to fight Jake Paul. That's what really makes them mad. If you want to talk about the hate and where the hate comes from, their favorite fighter can't do this. Shakur, he got to fight Teofimo to make good money. So probably move up to 140 to make proper money. All these other dudes, none of these young, I'm talking about people his age, Tank's age or younger. They can't like do a commercial fight with like Ryan Garcia because Tank popped that cherry. He took the undefeated Ryan Garcia. Ryan lost to Rolly. So Shakur versus Ryan Garcia, it would be a good fight for hardcore fans. It's not going to be as commercially successful as Tank fighting Ryan. This is what makes him mad. Devin Haney, he got to fight. First of all, I like Brian Norman Jr. Y'all, I've already said that. Brian Norman's not a huge name at the point. He's working on it, but right now he's not like the biggest name. So Devin got to fight kind of a high risk, very low reward type of fight. Yes, Brian Norman beating him, you'll become a champion, but then what if you don't beat him? If you don't beat him, Brian might punish you. You see what I'm saying? That's why the fans are really mad, because their favorite fighter, they can't do what Tank does. Jake Paul's not interested in fighting Shakur or Devin or Keyshawn because he knows it's not like a big enough attraction for him. That ain't going to be bigger than his Tyson fight, Chavez fights, and stuff like that. That's why they really mad. That's why they trying to pin Lamont Roach on Tank. Listen, I want to see the Roach rematch. I hope it happens. But best believe if I was in Tank's shoes, I would do the same thing. Take the guaranteed crazy payout and worry about Lamont Roach later, especially if that was already the plan before you even fought Lamont Roach. Yeah, Ray B said they on undercards. Yeah, oh my God. Ray B, I told you I got the best chat. I need to start going live again so we can get these real boxing conversations. Ray B, let me put him on the screen. My boy Ray Bands. Devin Haney, he fighting on David Benavidez, Anthony Yard, undercard. Shakur Stevenson, he fought on Edgar Berlanga and Better Biev and Bevel, undercard. They some undercard fighters. That's why you mad. Shout out to Ray B. Brought me right back up to speed. That's why they mad, because the people, don't get me started, Lamont Roach, he for like, unless it's Pro Box TV, he gonna be on the undercard. He not doing no main events. Last time I seen him not in the Tank fight, it was when he fought Hector Luis Garcia, and I think it was on Tank undercard. That's why they really mad. They like, oh, Tank, don't take 100 M's to fight Jake Paul in the exhibition. Fight Roachy. Bro, the Roach gonna stay right there in the cabinet. Bro, y'all don't know nothing about it. See, y'all ain't come up rough. If you come up rough, you know all about roaches. And a roach is just gonna be right there in the cabinet waiting. So that's all Tank had to do. Go do this Jake Paul fight, get this bag. The roach gonna be waiting for you to turn the lights out, waiting for you to leave some snacks on the counter. That's what roaches do. So Roach, as long as he don't get beat up by somebody else, the roach is gonna still fester. So let the roach wait. That's what I would do. Hey, listen, you're like, come on, Ego, how can, yup, I would do exactly what Tank's doing. I'll let that roach sit there in the darkness. That's what roaches like. They like that dark. You turn the light on, roaches start scattering. I'll let that roach sit right there. And he talking trash? Bro, come on. And he talking, he talking trash too? Yeah, that roach gonna be in the darkness. I would do exactly what Tank's doing. Sit there and wait and think about what you've done. You're a roach, you should like the dark. Talking about, oh, why would Tank do this? This is bad for his brand. Bro, if I made 100 M's, y'all can kiss my ass. I don't care what y'all talking about. Do you understand that? So if there's some like acquisition and then I made a business deal and then my channel got 100 M and then somebody was like, oh, Ego shouldn't have worked with Steven Spielberg. Bro, I don't care what y'all talking about. I got 100 M's. Y'all are so fake, bro. Kamal I know Kamal gonna hype me up. Kamal, should I get into it about how fake they are? I'm gonna let Kamal pick. Should I really step on these roaches and show them how fake they are and show them what they are? I'm gonna let Kamal decide. Apparently, Roach is hating Tank. Chris darted my. That's what I'm saying, bro. You the cops. Now these fighters can't get what they want. They start suing. Okay. Y'all stop me when I stop telling the truth. Tyson Fury, an active fighter, fought Ngannou, and it counted on his boxing record. Is that cap or fact? Bro, I'm gonna start stepping on y'all. Y'all can't compete with me, bro. Y'all don't got the boxing knowledge. Did Tyson Baldhead Fury fight Ngannou and it counted on his record? Yes or no? Cap or fact? Okay, Kamal said it's facts, so you know it's facts. So you got a bald white dude from England. He can fight Ngannou and get dropped by Ngannou, and he bigger than Ngannou, and then y'all didn't care. Y'all didn't say, oh, Fury is embarrassing his legacy. This month fought Derek Chisora a third time after Wilder. Nobody asked for that fight. And because he bald and white and from England, y'all ain't had no problem with it. Did Mayweather fight Conor McGregor and it counted towards his 50-0? Is that cap or fact? Floyd Mayweather fought Conor McGregor, and it's on his box rec as one of his 50 fights, and it was Conor McGregor's pro debut as a boxer. Fury also got credit for defending his WBC title. It was a title fight with Ngannou. Floyd, part of his 50-0 includes Conor McGregor fight. That's a fact. Joshua, after Ngannou was coming off a loss to Fury, even though I thought he should have beat Fury, Anthony Joshua, another UK dude, but this time a black UK guy, fought the same Ngannou, who was not a pro boxer and was a one-time pro. And he knocked him out brutally in 2 rounds. Nobody said Joshua is a bum. Joshua, don't get your money. Joshua, you ruined the sport, blah, blah, blah. Nobody said that, right? Joshua could have fought at that time, instead of fighting Ngannou, Wilder, Andy Ruiz, part 3, Tyson Fury. But no, he decided to fight Ngannou. Nobody cared about any of these fights. Muhammad Ali, this man fought sumo wrestlers and all types of exhibition fights. Nobody cared. But when Tank is doing it, y'all said he's sacrilegious and ruined his career and all this type of stuff. So, yeah, that's why I don't care. Like, first of all, I don't care if the Tank Jake Paul fight happened or not. I'm not even arguing that. I don't even really care about the fight like that. I understand what it is. That's all I'm saying. I understand it's an attraction. And I also, I blame you guys as fans, because you as the fans have a power to speak with your wallet. We've had other good boxing fight. Me and Kamal are buying it, but y'all ain't buying it. So when it's real boxing, I see in the comments, some people are like, I'm not buying that fight. Even though, like Errol Spence and Crawford, some people were like, I'm not buying that. And it showed, because Errol Spence and Crawford didn't hit 1 million pay-per-view buys. Meanwhile, Ryan Garcia fighting, he never been a champion, but he fought Tank and it did over 1 million. But the fight for all 4 belts that y'all said y'all wanted to see for years, Errol and Crawford didn't touch over 1 million. So yeah, I blame the fans, because you guys seem all in when it's these novelty fights like Conor McGregor and Mayweather set crazy records, is doing crazy money. Tank fighting Ryan, who's never been a champion, even though he's a real boxer, did crazy impressions. Floyd fought Logan Paul and it did over 1 million. But then when there's a real boxing fight, like Better Be of Beevil, y'all not buying it. Y'all not buying it the same. So it is what it is. The other person I blame is Canelo. Canelo was supposed to fight Jake Paul, and then Turkey snatched him and he bailed out on the whole thing. So we wouldn't even worry. Tank would be forced to fight Roach if Canelo fought Jake Paul. And that was the initial plan. But Canelo blamed, see, and that's the thing. Y'all blaming Tank, but y'all not blaming Turkey. If Turkey never snatched Canelo, he was going to fight Jake Paul. And then again, the Canelo fans wouldn't have cried about it and been like, Canelo ruined his legacy. They just would have understood what it is. It's a novelty fight and it's going to make a lot of money. So truth be told, I blame Canelo, Turkey, and the fans more than anything else. The fans, I've already told you, because they didn't support when it was good boxing. Canelo, because he's the one that left the equation that opened the segue for a silly fight with Jake Paul and Tank Davis. And in Turkey, because Turkey didn't want to allow PBC to have this big, colossal Jake Paul fight. It's been reported. Turkey told Canelo, if you fight Jake Paul, that 3-fight deal that we discussed is off the table. So Turkey did this too. Because if he would have just let Canelo fight Jake Paul, then we wouldn't have been worried about this. And then Tank would probably have to fight somebody else or Lamont Roach. But y'all don't want to talk about that real stuff. That's all fact that I said. Javon, that's excellent. Excellent. He says Paul versus Tank is definitely going to be bigger than Canelo and Bud, and they both on Netflix. I agree. I said that from day one. But it proves my point. Listen, I know y'all not going to prove me wrong. I said the same thing. You guys, everybody is crying over Jake Paul fighting Tank Davis, but then you have a real fight, Canelo, a real fighter, Terrence Crawford, a real fighter, for real belts in a 168-pound division, undisputed, but I guarantee you they're going to get slaughtered by the novelty fight, which shows you where boxing is at. I can tell, I can already see. You know how I know? Because here's the thing. I am a content creator and I'm multi-platformed. I know at all times what you, the fans, are talking about because I get paid off of it. You see how that works? Let me run that back. I am a full-time content creator for 15 plus years. I directly, using my platforms, Facebook like page, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, etc., right? I know what you guys want because I see what's generating the most attention. And I got to pay attention to it because I have analytics and impressions and insights to look over to determine spikes in the graph, right? So I can already tell that Bud versus Canelo is not going to do better because whether people are hating or they like it, more people were talking about Jake Paul and Tank Davis when it was announced. Then and the impressions were going crazy. Put it this way. All these content creators, if they tell you anything else, they are a liar. When Tank fights, go look at their YouTube channels. Look at their viewership. And then go look at when Shakur fights and look at their viewership. So when Jake Paul fights Tank Davis, everybody who's talking about, just look at the viewership and then look at Canelo Crawford viewership. So yeah, I don't blame Tank. I'll do the same thing. And I also went over it. I went over it. Roach is expendable. For real, for real. Like I'm talking about from a business sense. You always take the bigger thing and handle that, get that out the way, because you could always circle the block on the smaller thing. Do you guys need me to give you an example of what I'm saying? Okay, I got an example. If you're a DoorDasher, that means you're doing gig work for DoorDash. And this order is a $120 order to a company because they're having a catered buffet style like potluck for their employees. The order is $120 and they're going to give you a $50 tip, right? You see this other order at Wingstop and it's a $20 order and it's a $4 tip. As a DoorDasher, which one would you prioritize? The large company order, right? The company order where you set to make $50 and then people at the party might give you cash tips. Do you cash out like that? Or do you do the Wingstop order and then hope that the large company order still remains after you do the Wingstop order? Like, because you know how some of the people, they have two different apps running. So that's a better way to put it. The people who got two phones and then one app's is on Uber Eats and one's on DoorDash. The DoorDash order is $150. You could take that, but it's a scheduled order. Or you can take this smaller order. So you got to hope if I take the smaller order, nobody else took the bigger order or the bigger order is still available to me. Or you focus your energy on the bigger order. You guys are liars because I know DoorDashers. I know DoorDashers. They taking that money, period. I know people that do gig work. They rocking with that money. They taking the biggest order, and then if they can squeeze in some of the smaller orders after you already got the big money, then that's what it is. So that's how I would do it too. Because I'd rather Lamont Roach wait than Jake Paul wait. Because if Jake Paul wait, he's not going to wait because he has a lot more options. He might go on to face Anthony Joshua. That's what he's been talking about. So if he fight Anthony Joshua, what if he get knocked out? What if he says, oh, I need to make a big fight. Tank's fighting Lamont Roach. I'm going to fight Tommy Fury, right? And then he fight Tommy Fury. What if he lose again? Now Tank and Jake Paul, who's going to want to see Jake Paul lose twice to Tommy Fury or lose by knockout to AJ, and then they're going to want to see Tank versus Jake. It don't work like that. So in boxing, you have to strike while the iron's hot. These fights, they're not like, they're like while quantities last type thing. You know how people have like, oh, you know, here's some free pizza, but get it while you can get it. That's boxing. You better go get you a slice. If you wait too long, them slices are gone. People came back for seconds. It's over. So, yeah, I understand from a business perspective what the move was going to be. And then on top of it, the Tank fight was already established before they had the Lamont Roach fight, which even and Netflix wants to fight. So if they want to fight and they're willing to pay, then Lamont Roach got to wait. That's just what it is. And anybody telling you different, they're liars. Bro, they're liars. You dealing with a different type of money. Like if a YouTuber got a $25 super chat, they're going to be happy. So imagine 100 M's plus. Come on, bro. We're talking about a different type of money. Then coupled with the fact that Lamar Roach is talking crazy, yeah, he for sure would have to wait. Obviously, anyone with the brain would take the 100 million while it's hot. Jake Paul has other options. Lamont will be waiting like a jilted, obsessed ex. Talk to him, Zach. That's what I'm saying. Anybody who's acting like they don't understand simple arithmetic, it's just a numbers game. And if you acting like you don't understand that, then you're probably lying or trying to protect something else. Like, listen to what I said. The reason they're mad, Devin Haney got to fight Brian Norman. He got to move up welterweight, first fight at the full welterweight, and he got to fight a dangerous puncher, and he's going to make less money than Tank's going to make. You guys are idiots. You guys are idiots. And to be honest, it's all based on what's available to you. Anybody who, there's like, you're going to hear Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney's and stuff talk about, oh, I wouldn't do that. Bro, you're not, no one's checking for you to do that. So, of course, you're going to say that. Oh, I fight the best. Oh, I'm fighting Brian Norman. Bro, that's because Turkey made you. Turkey's like, if you want this type of paycheck, this is who you're fighting. It's a no-brainer, bro. Make 100 M's off an event in an exhibition, then get back to your regular boxing career. Come on, bro. It's like common sense. Like people are acting like I don't know. Some people are saying Tank might retire. I mean, he ain't said that, so I don't know. I'm not going off of that. But yeah, get back to your regular career after that. That's where we're at in the game, especially in this economy, bro. Trump got these tariffs and all types of stuff going on. Tourism is down, bro. You better take if you got a somebody willing to pay you mega millions in this economy right now. You better take that. You better take that for sure. Because I'm seeing all types of restaurants and businesses close. Businesses that have been erected for 50, 80 years and stuff, and they're closing right now. They're like, yeah, the unfortunate economic times, and we can't, we can't take this cost anymore. Sony PlayStation raised their prices 30%. I don't think he getting 100. Bro, who are you though? You a tired Cowboys fan. We don't even know who you are. You don't have nothing to do with Netflix. So how you gonna tell me how much he gonna make? How you know? Bro, dudes want to prove me wrong, but then you're like, oh, I don't think he's gonna. Based on what? You work at Netflix? How you know how much he gonna make? How much he gonna make then? Since you know so much, you Cowboys fan, how much he gonna make? See, crickets. But then when Ryan, okay, so just to put this in perspective, Ryan fought Tank Davis and he made upwards of 30, 40, 50 million dollars to fight Tank Davis. He was the B side and he made that type of money. So what did Tank make for the Ryan fight? What if Ryan claims that he took home 30 to 50 million as the B side, then what did the A side get for being a champion and fighting Ryan Garcia? Now, that was on pay-per-view. The only difference is this on Netflix, but Netflix the barrier to entry is cheaper than pay-per-view. So, I don't know what their scale is or like what it is based on, but I'm sure there's some kind of like analytics and metrics if we hit from here to here, You could get this much. If we hit from here to here, you get this much, blah, blah, blah. So the amount in a social media world with two people with big brands and two people who know how to promote. This fight will be bigger than Canelo Crawford. Like, honestly, be real with me. Rate the Canelo Crawford buzz. Not your own personal buzz, but the buzz you've seen from the boxing world on a scale of 0 to 10. 0 to 10. The fight is in a few weeks. How many days until September 13th? Okay, so the fight is in 18 days, 2 weeks, pretty much. What is the buzz for Canelo Crawford? 6 to 10. All right, 6 out of 10. Who else? On a scale of 0 to 10, rate the overall buzz for the Canelo Crawford fight. They got to hire you for promoting this fight. Yeah, we could definitely talk numbers. 7 to 10. Not much buzz at all, honestly. 5 to 10, 5 to 10. Agreed, no one even wanted to do circus fights with Devin or Shakur. Exactly. That's why, bro, people who don't have the option will always take that way out. Like, for example, this is a true story. When I first started doing boxing on YouTube, there were other YouTubers who talked boxing and they seen that I was turning it into a business and they tried to clown me for, they're like, look at Ego. He thinks he's a real reporter. That's what they were saying. They're like, look at Ego. He's accepting cash apps. He's broke. He's homeless. Oh, Ego, he's accepting PayPals. This man thinks he's a real reporter, blah, blah, blah. They were hating. And they're like, oh, I don't even monetize my videos, or I just do this for fun. But that's why they're at where they're at, and I done took this to another level when it comes to boxing. I ain't worked a regular job in 15 plus years now. All off of boxing. All off the internet. I've never went to traditional work, and I've always worked since I was 14 years old, traditional jobs, until I got into the online game. So there's always going to be people when they don't have the option or the hustle or the work ethic or whatever, and they're going to make it like, oh, I wouldn't do that anyway. Like, oh, I don't want to be a full-time YouTuber. Bro, if you could be a full-time YouTuber instead of working at Kmart, you would do it. Trust me. I wake up when I want. I talk about what I want. I don't have no boss. I buy whatever I want. You see what I'm saying? Like, and then you got people who hate. They're like, oh, man, I wouldn't even want to be a YouTuber. You're saying that because it's not an option for you. You deserve to be in that position for real. I work. I like, it's still work. It's just a different type of work. But you don't get it twisted. To be a YouTuber, it takes work. You got to police yourself. You got to monitor yourself. If you're not good at that and you're not self-motivated, you will fail. I happen to be very self-motivated. I don't need somebody to kick me in the butt to get going. If you do not have self-esteem, because you're going to need it, because you're going to read all types of comments that try to discourage you. I don't care about none of that, bro. They ain't going to do nothing. I've been here 15 years. Ain't what they do. I don't care about no comment. I'm a natural born hustler. I'll always win. So, yeah, the people who always talk about, oh, they wouldn't want that, that's because no one cares. Like Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson, they're going to be like, oh, why is Tank fighting Jake Paul? Blah, blah, blah. I wouldn't do that. Like Shakur did an interview with TMZ talking about, oh, it's rude to boxing fans. bro, you would take Shakur lying, bro. I'm gonna put it out there like that. Shakur Steve, and I would love for him to come on my show and we could have the conversation. You're a liar. If you could make 100 M's to do an exhibition, you would do it. It's just nobody's checking for you for that. So you can't do that. You can't pop out into that lane. Like, it's like if you could make 50 million to be in a movie and kiss Rihanna, you know what I mean? You're going to be like, nah, I don't want to do that. I don't feel like doing that. Man, come on, bro. 50 mil and I get to kiss Rihanna? Yeah. I'm going to be right in that movie. Yeah, put me in that bro, I'm going to be in that movie. They going to have to put in a sex scene like Wesley and Money Train. Yeah. We got to do a Money Train scene. Man, y'all better stop playing with me. So, yeah. All the people like, oh, why is Tank doing this? Even Rochi. I don't think Rochi, if somebody cared enough and they were like, Rochi, we want you to fight Neon or whoever, and we going to give you $50 million, he ain't going to take it? He going to be like, no, I got business to handle with Tank. Stop it, bro. Hard work, dedication, ego. You're great at what you do for real. Javon, appreciate you. Bro, no fighter. The only difference is just like Tank is like the new Floyd. That's it. Tank is the new Floyd. People got mad because Floyd can rob the bank twice. Like, you guys are idiots and lied and said Maidana beat him. So he said, all right, I'm running it back. And then they got mad Floyd was running it back with Maidana because they knew Maidana was going to get beat worse in the rematch. That's how this works. Floyd got to rob the bank. Imagine Floyd Mayweather. Smart. Bro, he might be the smartest fighter ever. Shout out to Floyd. The man had a cool fight with Maidana, the first fight. He clearly won. And then because you had people who were trying to make it controversial, he said, okay. And then I've already fought him. I already know he's not going to get better. Did the immediate rematch, rematched him, robbed the bank twice, did the press conference, and beat him even easier. Bro, literally these jokers would paint Jake Paul's toes and kiss on them for $100 million. That's what I'm saying. These dudes are liars, bro. Especially boxing media. Bro, boxing media is some of the biggest liars in the game. Here's how I know. Because we're talking about 100 M's to fight Jake Paul, at least. Like somewhere in there, right? And then there's people, boxing content creators and media, and they're like, oh, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't sell out. I wouldn't fight Jake Paul. Bro, these dudes are liars. They sell out for interviews. They won't criticize Devin Haney or Terrence Crawford trying to get an interview with them. So you mean to tell me you're willing to not be truthful to a fighter for an interview for your channel or your platform, but you wouldn't do an exhibition fight for $100 million? You're a liar, bro. You have no integrity for an interview. Listen, I'll work with anybody. We don't have to disrespect each other. I'll work with anybody, but I still have constructive criticism for fighters if need be. You see what I'm saying? These other dudes, they purposefully look at Haney content creators and then tell me one negative thing they've ever said about Devin Haney. One thing. So don't say no channel names or nothing, but think of a Haney content creator and then tell me one constructive criticism that they've ever had for Bill Haney or Devin Haney. Even when it's warranted. So Devin sues Ryan Garcia. They say good job. Devin sues his baby mama. They say it's a good look. Or they don't talk about it. They'll just avoid it. Like, hey, he got this baby mama drama. Let me not make no content on it. That's how I know I'm the best in the business and it's not even close. I done made every fan base mad at some point or another because I kept it real. That's how you know I'm really him and I'm really the best to ever do this, because I'm so unfiltered and fair and objective that everybody's been mad at me. Mexican fans, black fans, white, Spanish, whoever, because I said something about someone you wanted to protect. That's how you know I'm him. Every fan base has been mad at me at some point. They said I hate Canelo for years. Years. They said, Ego, you hate Canelo. You're anti-Latino fighters. You only care about black fighters. You don't like Mexican fighters. Why do you hate Canelo so much? Why you keep dissing Canelo? This is what they said. Now, the blacks. You got black content creators, fake FBA, fake pro. They saying, oh, Ego, he hates Terrence Crawford. He's anti-black fighters. Which one is it? Last week, y'all said I hate Canelo and Mexican fighters. This week, you saying I hate black fighters and Crawford. So maybe I don't hate anybody. I'm just keeping it real. Swad Jones, of all time, $50. He says, this is for your work ethic and authenticity. God bless you. Keep cooking. My guy, Ego's Army. Let's go. Mexican fan, black fan, only fans, Lakers in 5. Y'all tripping. Hey, get Swad Jones $50 Wildberry Skittles pack. Get that to like 25 likes. Y'all can like the super chat. Some of the Haniacs content creators say Devin is the best fighter on the planet. All right, bro. He the best fighter, but he was getting tossed around by Ryan with never been a champion. Okay. I mean, he cool. Devin's good, but best on the planet? Come on, bro. Now, it's only right, the title of the video, let's close with Canelo and Boots. Canelo and Boots. Let's close with that. The truth is back, man. If anybody is saying Boots working with Canelo is sacrilegious or anti-race, bro, just why would you even listen to that, bro? Why would you even listen to that? Like, that's just, it's so stupid. Crawford got a Latino dude in his camp. He from like wherever, Argentina or somewhere. Bro, Crawford is training with Lester Martinez from Guatemala, preparing him for Nick. He fighting Nick. He fighting M. Billy. So how come black ass Bud get to train with a Latino fighter to prepare him to fight Nick? But then when Boots worked with Canelo, he broke code and all this stuff. Y'all sound stupid, bro. See, run me that. You sound stupid too. Boots is not Crawford. Who said, name one person in here that said Boots is Crawford. Boots is bigger than Crawford too. And Crawford didn't fight Boots. So you just stating the obvious, Captain Obvious over here. But here's the thing. And these dudes are trying to act pro-black. Man, get out of here, bro. Because if Crawford is so pro-black, why he ain't bring Boots into his camp? You pay him then. People calling Boots a bootlicker and traitor and all this stuff. Then why didn't he, fight? Why didn't you fight Boots? Keep the money with the blacks. Black Wall Street. You fought. Bro, don't ever Don't ever try to say no pro-black stuff with Crawford. Crawford, how many black people he even ever fought? Listen, outside of Errol Spence, most of the time he fought somebody in a high-profile fight, they were not black. Definitely his title fights. The only title fights is Ngannou, who is that, and Errol Spence. Madrimov, not black. Ricky Burns, not black. Victor Postol, not black. Bro, stop it. So why didn't Bud fight Boots? Keep the money with the blacks. Why he ain't do that? Boots called you out. I would have rather see that than the Canelo fight. That's more realistic. Boots is big for a welterweight. Fight at 54. They're both gonna, Crawford would have been at 54 if it weren't for this Canelo. I like that fight better. Okay, you don't want to fight him. Why not bring Boots into sparring like Canelo did? You could have did that too. Say, hey, I'm getting ready for Canelo. I know we had our differences in the past. What's up? Why don't you pay Boots? You mad at Boots for getting paid and experience with Canelo. Why didn't Bud take care of him and bring him into sparring? You can't have it both ways, bro. And while you got like content creators who are trying to like bridge this divide that's already exists, you got people who are trying to like create even more tension or whatever. None of these fighters are doing that. These fighters are sparring. They got Mexican people in their gym, black people, wompty. So anybody that knows boxing knows that when you need sparring, you're sparring with all types of people. Yeah, Crawford's team was calling Errol Spence a drunk. They said Al Heyman was gay. Where's the pro-black stuff then? When we said Errol was a drunk that flew out of a car, and when they was calling Al Heyman gay, where was the pro-black energy then? See, that's how I know you guys are fake. You don't keep it consistent. Crawford could have fought a black man in Boots, and it would have been a more realistic fight to me than the Canelo fight. He didn't do that. He said, Boots, go ahead, do your own thing. He don't have no problem fighting Madrimov, Mean Machine, Lean Machine, Green Machine. He can fight all these, Jeff Horn. Bro, half the time he fought a champion, it wasn't a black champion. And then if we're talking about good black champions, it was one, and that was Errol Spence. Because I don't think Ndongo was good like that. He just happened to have a belt. So yeah, anybody who's like, they tried it. They really try to start something, get something going, like calling Boots crazy and a traitor and stuff. Bro, that sounds like fear to me. Like, why you care who Canelo's sparring? And then Crawford sparred a Mexican cut. I already made a video about it. Mikael, he just sparred him. So Crawford get to spar Mexicans and Guatemalans and Latinos and all this stuff to get ready for his fight. But if a black person spar with a Mexican person, then he's a traitor to race. Come on, bro. You sound stupid. And they really try to push it. Like, people are saying, like, oh, it's because he's helping Canelo beat a black man. That sounds like fear. It really do. Because people were saying Bud looks ripped, Bud looks buff, Bud's gonna walk Canelo down, Bud walked Canelo down at the press conference, da 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 da. So why do you care if Boots is helping him then? My boy Knight Rider said if Bud is so much better than Boots, why is it a problem Canelo sparring Boots? That's what I'm saying. Like, it sounds like nervous energy if you care who the person is sparring. Like, for example, I can speak for me. I don't give what anybody puts out in this industry at all. I don't check. I don't watch videos. I'm not subscribed to Only people I'm subscribed to are the people who've been around pretty much as long as me or longer, like Fight Hub and Fight Hype. You know what I mean? People like that. I don't subscribe to a lot of like boxing content creators. Don't watch it. I don't care what people put out. What's that got to do with me? That's why I tell you, if you name drop on my channel and start soliciting other channels, we'll just block you because I don't care what people are doing. So you're dealing with King Unbothered. I don't care what other people put out. I don't watch it. People do diss videos about me. I'm not watching that. Why would I waste my time? A bunch of people that never met me in real life or don't know me or I don't care about and what they got to say about me. Why do I need to watch that? People that like, because for real, there's nobody really in this boxing game that actually knows me that's a content creator. Like they grew up with me. We've been dealing like had a deep friendship or something. Like there's nobody. I keep to myself. I have my own inner circle. You know what I mean? People don't know dirt I did. And if they say they do, they lying. Tell them to spread some dirt about Boxingego. That's true. And prove it. I'll wait. I found your channel through one of these so-called diss channels, so they helping you if anything. That's what I'm saying. Whatever, diss me. If listen. And then the funny thing is when they diss me is when they get the most views. You know, because people be sending me screenshots and stuff. So that's funny. That's like, I'm like Tank of boxing channels. Floyd Mayweather boxing channels. Lamont Roach, Shakur, all of them got to talk about Tank. Everybody had to talk about Floyd. They all got to talk about Boxingego. Oh, Ego said this. Oh, yeah, I said it. So what? Do something about it. It's my opinion. Bud finna stop Canelo in 5, right? So Boots makes no difference. That's what I'm saying. That's why it looks like fear. It looks like fear because if you weren't fearful, then why would you even care what the next man is doing? And then to say he's a traitor and do all this extra stuff, that was just over the top. That was way over the top. You know what I mean? Like, oh, Boots is a traitor. He should have never did this, blah, blah, blah. It all sounds stupid. Get your money, Boots. Get your experience, Boots. Blah, blah. We all know Canelo is about to whoop Bud badly, in my opinion. I truly don't see how Bud can be in that fight at all. The whole fight is stupid. I've been saying that. Like, people are disrespecting Canelo, and they're acting like he's mincemeat. Like, the way Bud went about it is even dumber to me. No tune-up, no experience at 160, no fights at 168, a year off. You're 37, about to be 38. Like, what's the point? No rehydration clause, no like weight stipulations. Like, it's just like that's mad things against you already. To me, Canelo got a better chin than you. So you just gambling all on one fight. That's just dumb. You gambling everything on one fight and just hoping on the night you can pull something. I don't know. I hated this fight from day one. I just for the record, I told you I had bad vibes about this fight from day one. I just feel, and count me down for this, I feel like it is not going to live up to the hype. It's going to be some BS. It's going to be something that's just unsettling or leaves a bad taste in the fan's mouth as opposed to a classic fight that really uplifts boxing, right? It's going to be like, oh, man, why do we all gather for this? Like, what was that? Somehow, some way. And they've been doing a horrible job of promoting. Horrible job. Horrible. There's been no promotion. Like where's Dana White? Where's Turkey? Like what's weird to me is it seems like they put more emphasis on much smaller fights than this fight, and then they're claiming this is the fight of the century. For example, Beterbiev was fighting Bivol, and they had movie trailers. It was like a cinematic style trailer where it was shot like Braveheart, and Bivol was fighting bears and all types of stuff like that. But then you got Canelo Crawford. You're telling us it's the biggest fight of the millennium, but then where's those commercials that you was doing for Tyson Fury? Bro, they had Tyson Fury and Usyk in like a Western, right? What happened to all them? They did one for Crawford Madrimov, Beterbiev and Bivol, right? Had all these like cinematic movie trailers to hype up the fight. And then this is arguably your biggest fight on the biggest platform. Netflix is clearly a lot bigger than DAZN. And then there's zero promotion and the worst undercard. Your Beterbiev Bivol 2 had a better undercard than this Crawford Canelo fight. You see how stupid this is? Why would, like, bro, these people are all over the place. I can't wait till this fight is over. This is some joke. Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis getting more hype already. Facts. Shout out to Johnny. That's facts. Bro, the November card, I like that. But why make that card spectacular and then put it in Saudi Arabia? I mean, I understand why it's in Saudi Arabia. You paying for it. But for me, I like Devin and Brian Norman would be a good fight to watch here. Put that in Atlanta. Benavidez and Yard. Put that in Vegas. But they doing it in Saudi Arabia. But at least the card is good. You putting Canelo Crawford on Netflix and the card is sorry. They're going to call them now that you said it, Crawford, get ready for makeup. Or they better start filming. I hate this fight, bro. I ain't never derived from that. Canelo Crawford is such a stupid fight, bro. And you can say whatever you want. I really don't care who wins. I hope it's a double knockout. I mean, right now I'm leaning towards Canelo. It's just because of the weight. Like, I have a hard time seeing past the weight. Weight is like Jermell Charlo, although he fights different than Crawford, he literally is arguably bigger than Crawford. He bulked up and his punches had no effect on Canelo. None. So Bud is just moving up to 168. And he's just going, like, people are saying Bud by stoppage. Okay, show me that. Show me that. Because, like, I don't feel like y'all know boxing, bro. Like, who is Bud, like, slept? Like, where he just hit him with one shot and they was out. David Avocado? Like, honestly, who has Bud slept? He didn't sleep Errol. He didn't sleep Errol at all. Errol was complaining to the ref. He didn't sleep him. He TKO'd him. He won. He looked sharp, but he didn't sleep him. Bro, Kell Brook, that wasn't no, like, y'all stupid, in my opinion. Unless Canelo is super duper washed, I don't see what y'all talking about the knockout stuff. Bro, who did Bud knock out? Like, it took 12 rounds to knock out a shot up Benavidez. Jose Benavidez got shot in the legs. It took him 12 rounds at welterweight. Errol Spence looked gone before the fight started. It took, what, 9 rounds, whatever it was, 9 rounds or whatever for Errol. And Errol looked bad on that night and got dropped in the second round. And it still took mad rounds. And now he gonna move up to 68 first fight there and sleep Canelo? I mean, I guess. Show me that though. And then people are like, oh, he's just gonna outbox him, Mayweather. Bro, he don't fight like Mayweather. That's the I feel like Bud is gonna have to undo what's been shown. He don't fight like Mayweather. Mayweather was like in the Money May stage where he was economical, pot shot, mix them in front of you on the rope, crazy reaction time, crazy fast twitch muscles, crazy jab, crazy fast reflexes. Canelo was also younger, 23. I mean, he still lost. I think Canelo's wiser and bigger than when he fought Floyd. Bud fights a risky style. Like if he gets hit, he'll stick his tongue out. And if he get hit, he want to retaliate. I don't see how that's good against a bigger person. That like when you come to him. Then you got Turkey putting out no running, small ring, no Tom and Jerry fights. I don't see how none of that really favors Crawford, for real, for real. Bud's face was lumped up in the fight with Kell Brook. Kell Brook had a nasty jab, and he was touching Crawford whole eye. We gonna see when Canelo land, we gonna see what his facial expression and body language do when he get hit like that. Like, cause in here we already heard like Brian Norman got with him in sparring. I don't know if it's true. I wasn't there, but if Brian Norman can hurt you in sparring with 16s and headgear, Canelo can for sure hurt you in 10s at 168. So I can't wait to see Bud's face. I want to see his face. And then a lot of y'all are emotional babies. That's why I don't like talking boxing with some of y'all, because it's like too goofy. It's like man fan stuff. I'm just giving you my honest opinion, and people are like, oh, but what about Errol? What does Errol Spence got to do with Canelo? Like, I never even understood that. You said the same thing for your boy Errol. Okay, he's not fighting Errol. So I don't, do you understand? I don't understand why Errol's name, what is Errol, a welterweight who was weight drained and coming off an accident, had 2 fights off an accident and detached retina. What does that got to do with Canelo? That's like going to a high-end restaurant and being like, oh, but Burger King, this ain't Burger King. You go to a nice restaurant in New York, in Manhattan, and then they saying the burger is $39 for a cheeseburger, and you're like, oh, but Burger King, but Burger King has the what? Bro, this ain't Burger King. That's how I know y'all don't know boxing and y'all emotional. They show you that you're in our nice restaurant in Manhattan. Our burgers cost $30. It's Wagyu beef, Kobe beef, mom, and it's $30. You know, but Burger King, go to Burger King then. Y'all talking about, oh, but what about Errol? Well, okay, what does Errol got to do with Canelo? They're not in the same gym. They're not the same fighters. They're not the same size. They're not the same style. Canelo didn't go through a car wreck. Like, what are we talking about? What does that got to do with? So I don't even discuss boxing with people like that. You don't know boxing. I chose Spence. Mad excuses. Stop the madness. Bro, you in a picture with a Jerry curl, misspelling mad words, and now you talking about stop the madness. But you got Soul Glow in your avatar. But I need to stop the madness. Do y'all see his picture? Y'all see this man picture? And he telling me to stop the madness. Just let your soul glow. He in this picture looking like Rick James, Morris Day and Rick James mixed. And he telling me I need to stop the madness. And he can't spell. What else is new? She's a very freaky. He said, look, data natural hair bum. You can't spell. Just deal with it. That a natural hair bum? That is not no natural hair. You look like the landlord lady from Friday After Next. Man, how you gonna come with that Wolf Ussy? Bro, you Wolf Ussy from Friday After Next. Tell your fine daddy I said hello. Ah. All right, Wolf Ussy. Bro, Wolf Ussy with the Soul Glow got something to say. Yeah, you lame with all excuses, but you watching me. Pay me. You gonna pay me. Jamar Sanders, pay me. Listen, you gonna pay one of my cell phones. Keep talking. Yeah, keep it going. Give me some more engagement. You paying for my cell phone bill this month. I'm about to call AT&T, courtesy of Jamar Sanders. You definitely paying. Yeah, I'm like Destiny Child. Can you pay my bill? Can you pay my telephone bill? You. Bro, you gonna pay my bills, so I'm not worried. You keep talking, Jamar. Yeah, this guy's a lame. Yeah, you're making excuse. Yeah, keep it going. Run it up. Run it up, my guy. Keep leaving them comments. Yeah, to watch you cry again. Bro, I don't give a... When this paycheck come, I'm going to be like, man, Jamar Sanders, he all right. I don't care none of what you talking about. Yeah, I'm going to cry. The boxing world. Y'all, I don't even know when the last time I really cried in real life, bro. Y'all keep saying I cried. Like, please point me out the video where I've ever cried for any boxing. I don't even cry for other stuff. So, yeah, please show me a video where I cried. I'll pay for that 100. Well, you will be doing that, sir. You look like Vampire in Brooklyn, though, in case nobody ever told you. But I already had Italian. Shut up. God damn it. All right, Vampire in Brooklyn. When Spence got retired. Bro, you unemployed, though, so you been retired, too. What you talking? Bro, what are you talking about? Where do you work? Let's start there. We'll see whose life is more roast worthy. Jamar Sanders, where do you work? Watch, he gonna lie, but watch. Jamar Sanders, where do you work? Please tell me. Don't lie. Here, see, look, he trying to think. Hurry up. Jamar Sanders, where do you work? All right, we already heard about Spence. Where do you work? Where do you work? Tell me about your life. We're going to see how you living. Jamar, he's trying to think of something, y'all. Jamar, where do you work? Inquiring minds want to know, where do you work? See, look. See, they don't want to play that game. Jamar, come on. Just say you Tommy from Martin. You ain't got no job, man. Where do you work? You talking about Arrow's retired and I'm an admin at a group home. Where? Tell me the name. Sound like you broke out the group home. You sound off your rocker. I can play the game. Where? Tell me the name. I'm about to look you up. Somebody said he work at McDowell's. Come on, Jamar. Where at? I'm about to look you up right now. We gonna see. What's your Instagram? Come on, Jamar. You want to play? Let's play. What's your Instagram? Don't tell me you don't have an Instagram. Everybody got an Instagram. I'm on Instagram. I'm on IG right now. Let's play. What's your Instagram name? Look, there's mine. No need to lie. All right, what's your IG? I'm about to look you up. We gonna get in your. I'm on here right now. Jamar Sanders. I'm gonna find you too. All I gotta do is look for the Soul Glow. Bro, is this you? Hey, Jamar, this you? I found you? Bro, is this you? Did I find the right person? Bro, that's you with the chain? Bro, that's you. That's you, bro. I look. Bro, this you? Bro. Hey, Jamar, this you. Bro, you talking bad about people. You got that little chain. That's you. Come on, Jamar. Bro, why the chain getting smaller every picture? Bro, every picture you got, the chain getting smaller. Hey, you got to work a little harder at that admin job. Every picture, bro, the chain keep getting smaller in every picture. And then you had the Crawford hair. I see why you a bud buddy, bro. You got the little braids like Crawford, the little Coolios. Bro, you had the Coolio. Fantastic ride, slide, slippity slide. Bro, I see you with them Coolio braids. Okay, Jamar with the Coolio braids, bro. I know that's you, and you're not trying to claim it. Bro, that's you. You got them Coolio braids. Will I live to see 24 the way things are going? I don't know. Tell me why do we so blind to see? In my knees spraying, I've been spending most of life. Bro, come on, Jamar. Why you in the dark? You telling ghost stories? Jamar. Bro, you telling ghost stories in the dark? Come on, Jamar, what you doing? You playing hide and go get it? Jamar, come on, bro. Bro, look, it say Jamar, look. Jamar Sanders, that's you. You in the dark. Bro, you look like an old mischievous looking man. Like you just invite girls over and play LSG. In the middle of the night when my body's fiending for you, baby. Gotta call you up and let you know just what I'm feeling. 9110024. Bro, you be getting your R&B on when the shorties come through, huh? Jamar, okay, what's your IG then? Hey, Jamar, you're saying it's not you. Okay, what's your IG? What's your IG? Jamar. All right, tell me what's your IG. I'm on it right now. What's your IG then? Put it on the screen. Somebody said he Rico from Belly. I don't like that ish. I don't like that. I'm about to have to drop a dime on him. Bro, Jamar, put your IG on the screen. Let me know your username. You claiming that's not you. Laughing so hard. Yeah, laugh that username on the screen then. Bro, that's you, Jamar. I could tell by that profile pic. Bro, that profile pic, you look emo. You look emo. You look like when white people say, "Oh, I got a black friend," and then they show that picture. That's the black friend. You look like one of them emo when white people. You're like, man, you're racist. No, I'm not racist. I have a black friend. Talk to him, Tony. He's over there. And then you look at Tony. You look like this. There's the one black friend that they have. Because tonight will be the night that I will fall for you over again. Don't make me change my mind. Bro, that when they say they have one black friend, that's how he always look. He's always that dusty emo mother. Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Suffocation. No breathing, no ever. Bro, that's the black friend. The black friend always look like this. I got a black friend. I like the brothers. We're brothers. We're happy and we're singing. Bro, the black friend always look like that. Come on, bro. Because tonight will be the night that I will fall for you over again. Don't make me change my mind. Bro, that's you. Bro, that's you. You old Panic at the Disco looking at. The bridegroom is all. I chimed in with, haven't you people ever heard of closing the goddamn door? No. Bro, that's you. Get him out of here, bro. Get Panic at the Disco out of my chat, bro. Bro, you are not a Rasta. You are imposter. Come on, bro. This you. There you go, right there. You at the crib listening to Nickelback and Creed. I said an angel say the news today. Bro, you at the crib listening to Creed right now. I said an angel say the news today with arms wide open. I can't. There you go, bro. I said an angel said the news today with arms wide open. Bro, you at the crib listening to Goo Goo Dolls. The fuck? Why do y'all, listen, why do y'all really try with me? Y'all never burn me. Y'all can never get with me, bro. I said an angel said the news today with arms wide open. And you try to tell me something about boxing. With arms. Bro, he lying. That's why he still ain't put up. Bro, where's your Instagram? Hey, Kamal, put him on a 30-second timer. If he ain't put his Instagram, we blocking him. I'm putting cases on all you, bro. I control when this end. Kamal, Jamar on a 30-second timer. If he ain't put his username, he keeps saying it's not him. If he don't put his username to IG, he over. Yeah, he at the crib listening to Rick Astley, Rick Rowland. Do. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. I never meant to. He said, block me. Okay, count the timer is over. Block him. Get him out of here. Ah! Bro, block his ad. Get him out of here. Bro, get him out of here. You talking about block me. Don't mind if we do. Bro, get him out of here. Y'all like when I be back streaming. Yeah. Bro, he thought he was not going to answer my question. We going to force you. We going to force you to answer the question. Bro, any of y'all bud buddies want to get it, y'all can get it. We cutting up. Where the next bud buddy? He said he a roster. Yeah, right. I had to pull over and just laugh, man. Yeah, y'all be safe. Drive safe. These dudes. Yeah, Jamal lying. I'm actually an admin for a group home, you know. All right, where the profile? Where your Instagram? He don't want to show nothing. He at the crib doing the Tom Jones. It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. Facts. Bro, I make boxing hot. Bro, Crawford looked small now. I seen some recent, bro, y'all better, I don't know. Crawford looking kind of small right now. Boots is way bigger than him. Crawford better eat some steaks. Bro, Crawford better eat some steakums. He looking small. Hold on, I'm gonna try to pull it up for you. See, here's the danger because Crawford is not normally this big behemoth guy. So he's now that he's doing his weight cut, I feel like he's losing a lot of weight. Cause like the weight. Look, okay, hold on. Let's be fair. Y'all want to look at my phone screen or should I put it on the big screen? I'm gonna let the fans vote. Should I put the picture on the big screen or y'all want to see it on the phone screen? Big screen? All right, hold on. Dang, y'all voted for that quick. I'm going to show y'all. Hey, can y'all get the likes up? I said an angel share the news today. Bounce with me, bounce with me. Can you bounce with me? All right, tell me I'm lying, because y'all know I don't be lying on this joint. I made this video earlier. Boots is bigger than Canelo. I mean, he bigger than Crawford. Hold on. Hey, can y'all see the picture? Hey, is the picture showing on the screen? I can't tell. What's up with the picture? It's taking a minute. Hold on. What was showing on the screen then? Oh, it was just the background. Okay. Shout out to Tyler. Bro, what is up with that? Hold on. I'm gonna try to put the picture on. Y'all can see it now? Y'all can see the picture now? Can y'all see it now? Bro, look at Bud. This is a recent picture of Bud. He don't look that big. You can't tell me I'm capping that Boots ain't bigger than him. Because I think Boots is a little bit taller, like 5'10", 5'10 and a half. He's taller, and he's like not in a cut. So he's sparring. So Canelo is sparring a big, and when Boots is big, he's in shape big. Because even when he's big like this, he still be working out. So Canelo's like working with him, and Bud's like doing his cut. Bud don't look that big, bro. And now, like, my thing is this. So where does Bud go from here? Okay, Tyler said 100% Boots looks bigger than Canelo in that pic. Yeah, he definitely bigger than Canelo too. Get the likes up. Come on, talk to him. Okay, so here's the issue. Here's the big issue. Where does Crawford go from here? Right? Let me explain. Where does Crawford go from here when he's doing his weight cut? Like, see, let me let me really break down. See, this is where we get into the technical sides of boxing. Crawford is making a huge leap up, right? So he bulked up to whatever weight and reportedly was like pushing 190, 186, right? So you put on all this weight to now be exercising real hard, running, and losing the weight. So what's next? So now you do this weight cut because you gained a lot of weight. Now you got to cut the weight and weigh in at 168 or under. So where do you go? Like, do you go well under the limit? Do you go at the limit? Are you going to miss weight? All those types of things, right? And my thing is this, is a person like Canelo, he has been at this weight 160 plus for 9 years. I did the math, right? 9 years. Look at it. Because, hear me out. Canelo fought at Liam Smith at 54, and he looked hurt at the scale. I've been doing ego Weight Watchers for a minute. So Canelo fought Liam Smith. That 154 was very hard for him to make. I can tell because he looked drained. His lip, he had like cold sores and stuff on his lip, dry lips. It was hard. His next fight was Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. at 164.5. So ever since that Chavez Jr. fight, y'all know Chavez done fought Jake Paul since then. He done got booed with Danny Jacobs. He done fought Jake Paul and got deported, then went to prison and got out of prison. A lot's changed since Canelo Chavez. That was like many years ago, right? But since that point, Canelo has been at 160 or higher. Every single fight. He's never looked back. Bud has no fights at 160 or better. That's why I never liked this fight. That's why I never liked it. It's stupid. It really is stupid. Because now we got a guy who's super unproven, anything higher than 160, and he has no activity, no tune-ups, long layoff. He's older than the other fighter, even though you could argue Canelo been through more wars, whatever, but he's still 37, 38. Coming off a performance where he looked human at 54, now he's supposed to jump up all this weight, and then you bulked up. Okay, you super shredder. Now you got to cut weight, And then when I'm looking at this picture of Crawford, this is a recent picture of Crawford. He looked like an average hood dude that's in shape. He don't look like crazy, like brolic. Like, AKA, he's not really a 168 pounder. If Crawford said, I'm finishing my career at 168, even if he beat Canelo, even if he would get beat, he would get beat at 168. He's not big enough. Look at him. So now my thing is this: where does where does Bud go with his weight? You gonna come in under the limit? Are you coming at the limit? Are you gonna miss weight? You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. Because if you come in, it's a gamble either way. But if you come in too heavy, you're probably gonna be slower. You're gonna lose a step, lose some timing. If the fight goes to the halfway mark, I know boxers, right? Personally, when they had these radical weight jumps and stuff like that, you could feel great for the first 4 rounds. And then after, you feel like a different person. Like, whoa, why do I feel like this? Why are my arms heavier than ever? Why is it like I feel slower? I feel sluggish. I feel tired and lethargy. I feel very lethargic. You see what I'm saying? So it's just a weird fight because if Bud's not just all the way having his way, I don't see how he really went. Like, it would have to be like Errol Spence, where he just everything's working type of thing. Other than that, it's going to be an uphill battle for him. Very uphill battle. They calling Bud a cherry pick for Canelo. Now he's going to destroy and stop Canelo. Yeah, I mean, my thing is this. Bud violently stopping somebody, I'm talking about violent, like pure violence. It's been Avocado. Like, put it this way. Name somebody that Bud stopped worse than Avocado in the last 5-8 years. I'll wait. Not a TKO, but where he flushed him. Name a fight any fight from any Bud fight in the last 5 or 8 years where Bud, his stoppage was more emphatic than David Avocado. I'll wait. Okay. See, y'all want to argue with me and say I don't know boxing, I'm not looking at it right, but then y'all can't never prove me wrong. But Spence wasn't a more emphatic knockout than it was. It might have been more surprising to some people, but it wasn't worse than the David Avocado fight. David Avocado, he had the busted gloves and he bowed and caught Avocado, and Avocado looked dead. Bud is never. That's what I'm saying. His best knockout is the worst competition out of everybody he fought at welterweight or 154. That's what that means. That's what that means. There's not been one Bud knockout that was more. I'm not talking about it was more meaningful or this and that. I'm talking about it was worse than what he did to David Avocado. So, yeah, you didn't even drop Madrimov. So for me the people are like saying Bud's gonna stop Canelo. I have to see that, you know, and that's why I guess they have the fights. But to me, I got to see that because it don't sound realistic at all to me. And here's the problem with the Bud Buddies. When the Bud Buddies, you ask them to break down the fight, they never really tell you fight-orientated things. Like, they tell you more of who they want Crawford to be in the fight rather than who he's shown to be. Does that make sense? Yeah, they be like Bud in 5. And then like some of their breakdowns, like I've listened to Jeff Horn and Mean Machine. They're not talking about nothing. They don't sound confident at all. They don't sound confident at all. Like the people who are opposing Crawford definitely sound more confident. Like Rosado, he's like, Canelo ain't finna be able to hurt. He ain't finna be able to hurt him. When I sparred 140 pounders, even if they're murderous punchers, it feels like pillows, right? Even if you're a big puncher in your weight class, it feels different. Regis Prograis, he sound confident. He was like, man, if Bud can do it, I could put him on the Mount Rushmore, but I just don't see it. I don't think his punches are going to have enough effect on Terrence Crawford. And he's like giving you examples. He's like, when my boy Jermell Charlo fought Canelo, he was like, oh, heck no, when he felt that power and seen he couldn't hurt Canelo, right? That sounds more confident. I don't care if you're picking Bud. I really don't. I'm going to get paid off this fight no matter who wins. I'm hoping for a double knockout. I just want something crazy. But I don't care who you're picking. If you're picking X, Y, and Z, I just want you to break it down. No Bud breakdown from any interview that I've seen sounds, it doesn't even sound remotely good. Like, people are saying stuff of, like, again, what they want Bud to do rather than what he's shown that he always does, right? Like Tim Bradley, all these dudes that are picking Bud. People are like, oh, but you seen what he did to Errol Spence. Okay, what does that got to do with a whole different fighter, right? Oh, Bud, like Tim Bradley, like, Bud just got to fight like Bivol. He never fought like Bivol in any fight. So how are you just going to start fighting like Bivol today? And then it sounds stupid because part of fighting like Bivol are Bivol's assets and individual attributes. You can't just fight like a muff. Do you understand what I'm saying? We got $5 from Jeremy Austin. Appreciate you. This is not Build-A-Bear, right? Where you just like go in there and fight like Marvin Hagler. You got to have Marvin Hagler chin and his toughness and his willingness to win and be in Hagler's shape. You can't just tell your fight, oh, go George Foreman on him. You don't got cracks like George Foreman. So you can't just fight like because somebody told you to fight like them. Bivol has tailor-made his style and he utilizes it versus everybody. Bivol always jumps in, gets what he could get, slips, and then gets out. You know what I mean? Boop, 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 and then he'll bounce out. So he got that ambush in and out style, kind of pot shot you, boop, boop, get 1-2 off, move. He is like the Lomachenko, like spicier Eastern European type of style. And he's 6'1", and he's like thick, pause, but he's like a thick dude. You know what I mean? He like got a good size to him. And he's at 175. Does Bud look like bigger than, like, come on, bro. See, this is where I got to cook y'all. Does Bud look bigger than Bivol? That's a recent picture of Bud. He looked bigger than Bivol. Bivol looked like a thick Russian. You know what I mean? Bud looked kind of small, to be honest, in these more recent pictures. Bud is not 6 foot tall. I've been next to him. So it's like, it's not just, oh, fight like this person. Look. Does that look like the same size build? Like, honestly. And keep in mind, Bivol's taller. Bud built like Bivol. Shout out to Rendom on their first super chat on the Boxingego stream. That's what I'm saying. You giving people other fighters' attributes. The game Bud's gonna have to be Bud. Look, tell me that Bivol look the same build as Crawford. And that's Beevil on fight night and Crawford in training camp with weight to cut still probably. So yeah, I just feel like the weight makes it an uphill battle for Crawford. I think if Crawford was to win, he could outbox Canelo, but takes a lot of damage in the process because he has defense, but he does get touched. Yeah, but my thing is this. Here's my big thing with Crawford. Crawford very well could be a front runner. And I know it sounds shocking. Oh, Ego, you're hating on Crawford. I'm just giving you my opinion. Fighters that are front runners, let me explain. What a front runner is to me is a person when things are going well for you, right? When things are going well for you, is A-OK. But the problem with most front runners is when somebody takes you out of your element, out of your game, or nullifies or takes away your tools, how do you get it done afterwards, right? What's your third, fourth, fifth, sixth gear look like? You know what I mean? So Bud, he has a lousy resume, in my opinion. You fought a couple names, but the bigger names that you fought were at bad times. That's a fact. Jose Benavidez after being shot, Errol Spence after detached retina and Rex, Sean Porter after a 450-day layoff and he was a podcaster, right? And he looked so with that Sebastian guy that he fought on Fox. Kell Brook struggled to make welterweight again because he had been fighting heavier. He had already got crushed by Triple G and Errol Spence. Bud ain't literally no one he's fought had like crazy like legacy and crazy like forward progress and momentum. Madrimov, he was a champion. See, y'all don't know boxing. Madrimov was a champion, yes, but he had 11 fights. He won a vacant belt because of Jermell Charlo fought Canelo, so it created a vacancy. He won his belt in March, and then he fought Crawford in August. So he had one fight against an unknown person for a vacant belt, became a champion, and then rested, and a couple months later, he's fighting Crawford. So Madrimov is cool. I like Madrimov. He's a good fighter, but he's still not like this upstanding, long-standing like guy that was to be feared and devastating. Like he didn't have no crazy like momentum at the point. Nobody was checking. Like there are certain guys at 54 we've been checking for. Jermell Charlo, Virgil Ortiz now, Fundora, Tim Zhu. We've been paying attention to these guys. Madrimov was like kind of forgotten about. And he got 11 fights. That's not like Bud. Name somebody that Bud fought that was like Shane Mosley when Oscar De La Hoya and Shane Mosley fought. Like, so who Oscar De La Hoya was and Shane Mosley fought Oscar. Name any fight where Bud fought anybody and they were like on a spirited, crazy knockout streak or win streak or anything like that everybody had been checking for and they had crazy forward progress. Anybody at any point of his whole career. See, y'all can't do it. I'm not a big Bud buddy, but if he wins, he's top 12 all time. Not really, bro, because there's a lot of politics in the sport of boxing. That like I don't agree with like okay, the fighters from yesteryear in today's market, they can't be touched because they actually had to fight. And there weren't champions that were just hanging around that had secondary belts and this and that. There weren't all the politics and alphabet belts. So none of these new fighters are really probably going to overachieve from what the fighters of yesteryear did. Like, if you're an Aaron Pryor division, you were raw. Like Alexis Arguello, you were raw. You see what I'm saying? If you fought Sugar Ray Leonard and Hagler and Roberto Duran, like, you were raw. Wilfredo, like, you were good. Bud, all of his fights at welterweight were meh, except for Errol Spence. Every single one of them. And people are like, oh, you're hating. Bro, so Jeff Horn was like, I don't even think he beat Pacquiao. Ain't nobody was talking about Jeff Horn until the Pacquiao fight. And he almost got knocked out by Randall Bailey. And then Bud moves up and beats him. Cool. But Jeff Horn, before and after, never really did anything. Bro, look at Bud's resume. Gamboa, he never really did anything, especially after. Gamboa's best run was at featherweight. That's when they were calling him Baby Mike Tyson. It's what it is. Mean Machine. He went on to fight and lose to Virgil too. Like, none of these guys were like, and Mean Machine was coming off a draw to Ray Robinson. You guys don't know boxing, so you just like, you go off emotion. I'm not going off emotion. I'm emotionless in this game. Bud's resume is just not that great. It's not that great, bro. And Bud keeps finding himself in like lucky positions, so to speak, where everybody else can do the work and he just fight the one person, and then on one night all you have to do is be better than the one person, and then you can say, oh, I'm the best ever. That's cap, bro. Like, Errol Spence earned every single belt but the WBO. So Errol did all the heavy lifting. He had to fight Ugas coming off the Pacquiao win. He had to fight Sean Porter when he was a champion. He had to fight Kell Brook in his backyard. To me, that's more impressive because you're fighting 3 different styles to collect 3 different belts, 3 different, like, training camps, blase blah. All Crawford had to do was, on July, when he fought Errol Spence, best him that night. And he did rise to the occasion, and he did beat Errol Spence. Cool. But on one night, he accomplished everything. For me, I don't go off of like the one-hit wonders. Like, if Chris Brown been putting out hits for 20 years and some guy comes out and puts out one hit, it don't top Chris Brown to me. Because you have one number one single on Billboard. Chris Brown been doing that for 20 years. So I don't understand how you guys don't understand that in boxing, right? You guys are going off the accolades, but then you don't know the facts around the accolades. I just told you, Madrimov was a champion for a few months through a belt vacancy. Madrimov didn't, like, if Madrimov fought Jermell Charlo, knocked him out, and took his belt, then that would qualify him more. So when Crawford beat him, it'd be like, okay, you beat the man. That beat the man. Crawford never is in these situations. That's why it's not, you got the stat, you got the accolade, but the struggle is not the same. Same thing with Canelo. Canelo earned 2X undisputed. He collected every single belt. All Crawford has to do is fight Canelo, have a great training camp, fight Canelo, and try to beat him on the given night. Then he collects everything Canelo's been working for the last several years. So for me, that doesn't really trump years of labor, fight by fight, and then one person just beats one guy. You see what I'm saying? It's always going to be much more complex to fight multiple top fighters to secure your spot. That run is always going to be more impressive. So people are like, oh, he's top 12 ever. How? By fighting Errol, who did all the heavy work, Canelo, who fought all the heavy work, and then you just fight him, and then you beat him, and you become the best ever. That is, like, I don't subscribe to that. Crawford's a good fighter, but I don't subscribe to that. I don't believe you can have a, like, because it's also unfair. If we're really being real, it's also, here, let me explain it. It's also unfair. It's unfair in the sense that you can take tune-up style fights while everybody else is getting dirty and getting wear and tear on them. And then all you have to do is fight them while you're fresh. And then if you beat them, then you're like, yeah, I'm 3X undisputed. I'm 2X under. That's not really fair, right? Let everybody else get their hands dirty and put cuts and bruises on each other, grueling training camps, get hurt to the body, and then have to grit through it and do all like the grunt work, and then you come and take the credit for it. I don't really subscribe to that, bro. That's Bud's career. He made decisions like with Top Rank to stay with Top Rank. That was him. You could have been signed to PBC for a couple years, ran through and tried to fight all the top PBC guys. And then if you emerge the best, then people would be like, all right, Bud for sure is the best because he beat Keith Thurman. He beat Errol Spence before the accident. He won't Danny Garcia. He didn't do that. He beat a bunch of obscure names and then gets like put in a position where he get to collect the prize. Like Canelo had to beat Billy Joe Saunders by knockout in Texas in front of 70,000 people. Canelo had to beat Caleb Smith for a vacant belt and punch his arms out. Canelo had to beat your boy William School to become 2X undisputed. He had to knock out Caleb Plant to get that IBF up off Caleb Plant, right? So little by little, Canelo earned undisputed. Bud he don't have to go through Caleb Plant. He don't have to fight the undefeated Caleb Plant, the undefeated Caleb Smith, the undefeated Billy Joe Saunders. He got to fight an older Canelo, and then he'll collect all the belts. That's not, I don't care what nobody says. That don't make sense. That don't make sense. I'm never going to prioritize that, right? Bud never had to get his hands dirty when others did. Like Andre Ward. Andre Ward, the reason why he's a GOAT is because he was in a tournament, wasn't even the favorite. He had to go through all them guys, pause, Kessler, Carl Frock, Abram, right? He fought Edison Miranda. He fought Darnell Boone. He fought all these guys. Then he did the Super 6 tournament as well. So he fought the best of the best. Then to add, he fought Chad Dawson. And then you sprinkle some Paul Smiths in here. And then he moved up, fought an undefeated Sullivan Barrera, fought Alexander Brand, then beat Kovalev. And then people said it wasn't good enough, came back as a champion and re-beat Kovalev by stoppage. That's a different path than what Bud Crawford has done. Well, who's Bud's Chad Dawson? Who's Bud's Kovalev? He don't have that. When Andre Ward fought Kovalev, Kovalev was menacing dudes like Jean Pascal and that Ishmael, what's the name? Ishmael Salak and all these other dudes breaking people's noses. He was the crusher. And Andre Ward fought that version of him. Bud's not even fighting, in my opinion, a prime version of Canelo. And I've been said that, and you can't say, oh, you're hating on Bud, because I said that about Canelo before the fight was even made. I said Canelo hasn't been looking in prime. So it don't have nothing to do with Bud. Canelo doesn't look in prime. Yet and still, I think Canelo's motivated and he's bigger, so I still think it's an uphill battle type of fight solely because of the size of Canelo. Sergio Martinez has a better resume than Bud. I mean, absolutely. Kermit Cintron. The first Paul Williams fight was a war. The second one, he iced Paul Williams, right? Kelly Pavlik beat Chavez Jr. That's what I'm saying. He beat like undefeated Chavez, who was way bigger and was hitting harder. Blah blah blah. But his path has not been the same. He had top ranked specials up until recently. Kovalev stopped Prime Pascal. That Bevo took the distance. Big facts. Then he stopped him again. See, I know my boxing, but that's what I'm saying. So you can't measure that up to me. The Bud buddies are gonna get mad. Oh, you're hating, whatever. I'm telling you, boxing, and Bud's a great fighter, but you didn't go through the gauntlet like the other dude, like Pacquiao. Pacquiao, say what you want. He fought Barrera 3 times, Eric Morales 3 times, Floyd Mayweather. He fought Juan Manuel Marquez 4 times. He fought Tim Bradley 3 times. He fought, for the moment guys like Chris Algieri. He fought Brandon Rios. He fought Lucas Matisse. He beat Broner. He just gave a good outing with Mario Barrio. You can't tell me Bud's resume looking like that. And that's not even old Pacquiao, like when he was in the Philippines or when he fought Ledwaba and other guys who were ranked and supposed to beat him. Right? Margarito, Cotto, Hatton. Bud's resume don't stack like that. Bro, if you say Bud's resume is like Pacquiao, you're a liar, bro. You're a liar. We don't deal with liars. So Bud, by far the weakest, for a person that has the praise of him, he probably got the weakest run. I'm being real. Usyk's run infinitely better. Again, Usyk did a whole tournament to establish himself. Then on top of the tournament, he had little HBO fights or whatever with Michael Hunter, who beat Bacoli. Usyk almost stopped Michael Hunter in the final round. Knocked out Tony Bellew, who was a champion, and knocked out Makabuk Air, and Usyk knocked him out, Tony Bellew. Usyk beat Chisora, who just beat Joe Joyce after the fact. Beat Anthony Joshua twice. Beat Tyson Fury. Guys who were way bigger than him. Bro, it's no comparison. That's what I'm saying. Beat Dubois twice. Bro, Usyk is fighting guys who have significant advantages over him and emerging on top. Bud is not fighting mad people that I think have significant advantages over him. Like, for example, I would have loved Bud to fight Fundora. And I know some people are like, you're stupid. Bro, Fundora at 54 would be a hard fight for Bud Crawford, bro. Because Fundora is 6'7" and likes the inside fight. Bud would have to punch upwards in a different trajectory. Like, for example, do all that switch hitting against someone who's 6'7" with long arms. That switching stance and all that, bro, Fundora can like hook off on you as you switch. Like some of the punches he was hitting in the last Tim Tszyu fight, he was hitting Tszyu with some long range punches. Like he wasn't really close to him, but he got long arms, so he was like bop, bop, bop. Especially that Fundora that boxed and banged a bit. Bro, tough fight. Boots, tough fight. Bakram Murtazayev, very tough fight. Bud really ran from all the tough fights at 54. Virgil Ortiz is a tough fight. Bro, I would have rather Bud finish his legacy at 54. It makes more sense, and there's multiple guys. And the other thing with Bud been fighting one time a year since 2020. So for 5 years, he's been fighting one time a year. And then these jokers be like, oh, Tank's inactive. But they don't say nothing about Bud. And he been fighting one time a year. So again, Bud is more preserved up. It's easy to stay preserved up when you're not in the gauntlet. Bud Charlo, that's what I'm saying. There's better fights at 54. And then see, I would respect the Canelo fight at 68 if Bud ran through a couple of them guys at 54. But he knew he's his age. He wasn't doing that. He wasn't doing that. He didn't want to do that. Like rematch Madrimov, then fight Virgil Ortiz, Murtazaev, Fundora, Charlo, right? Run through a couple of them and then take the golden ticket Canelo fight. Then at least you would have been a proven 54-pounder. But the way they did this fight is trash. Absolute Canelo Crawford, absolute trash. DJ Vlad interviewing people, asking them about it. He's probably being paid off to ask him about Canelo Crawford because he never talked boxing. Now all of a sudden he talking boxing. Trash. It's trash the way they set this up. Bud had one okay fight with 54 where he struggled, right? And then now we're supposed to believe that this is a super compelling fight with no backstory at 68. Trash. I've never liked this fight. I still don't like the fight. I'll be glad when this fight is over. Trash. Because if you wanted to convince people, Bud had to do more at 54 at the very least, but really should have been doing some work at 60 or 68. But take one fight at 68. Bud don't want to do that. Fight Diego Pacheco at 68. Winner fight Canelo. Diego Pacheco beat your boy Steve Nelson. So why don't you avenge Steve Nelson if you're good enough to beat Diego? Because this is real. This is real. No disrespect to Diego Pacheco. I like what he got going on. Pause. If you can't beat Pacheco, then why should we even consider a Canelo fight? So just the fact that Bud didn't take the risks with people at 60, like Janabek or Adames or Hamza Shiraz at 68 or Pacheco at 68, I can't trust this Canelo Crawford fight because to me, it's disingenuous. It's like you're hiding something, right? You know deep down inside you don't belong at 168, so you're just trying to go all in and see if you can flush Canelo because he happens to have been the older fighter, the fighter with the most mileage on him, the fighter that has shown some wear and tear and signs of slowing down. Pacheco and Shiraz, they look fresh. That's why you don't want to get in there with that. You didn't want to get in there with David Benavidez or Morrell when they were at 68. You don't want to fight Caleb Plant, Resendez type of fight. Andrade. Bud just thinks he's above it, and the powers that be in the politics allowed him to skip everybody in line, and that's where we're here. So, and then for Canelo, like my man Mr. Riviera, Canelo ducked Benavidez and took another welterweight fight. Trash. Bro, this is trash. They're trying to cop a squat on a plate, feed you some caca, and tell you it's tiramisu. I'm not buying it, bro. I hate this fight. I hate this fight. Fight Edeslani Lara. Bro, the way Lara knocked out Cornflake, let me see Bud go in there. Like, bro, you won't even show that you can beat a guy Canelo already beat like Lara. Why don't you fight Lara? That's a great one, Kamal. Fight Lara. For y'all that say weight don't matter, it don't matter. Danny Garcia was known as a huge puncher throughout his career, probably a bigger single shot puncher than Terrence Crawford. And then he got up to 47 and 54. His punching power was not the same. Then he fought Lara at 160 and got cooked. He got cooked. Lara cooked him, and Lara didn't even have to do too much. Lara had no scratches on his faces. He had no damage, and Lara made him quit. Bro, I'm telling you that weight is different. When you start getting hit by them bigger guys, it's different. It's like them little midget weights. You know what I mean? Them little sperm weights and all that. Them little weight classes be separated by like 3-4 pounds. There's a reason. Because you can feel the difference. A mud trucker hitting you at 116, 115 versus 118. Y'all don't know boxing, bro. Why do you think them little nano weight, macro weight divisions, why are they separated by only a few pounds? Because it make a difference. Like, in a way, if he went up to 30, 35, bro, them fights are going to get harder. It's just what it is. Tell Naoya Inoue to fight Tank at 135. We'll see how that works. Y'all be crying at that outcome. So, to be honest, you guys are fake. People were mad because Inoue and Tank was a conversation. But then y'all love Canelo fighting a smaller Crawford. Naoya Inoue is similarly accomplished to Crawford. They both are 2X undisputed. Some people even have Inoue as the number 2, but y'all cried hearing Tank name and Inoue at 135 because you know it will happen. But then the same people that have Inoue rated higher than Crawford on the pound for pound list, they didn't want to see Inoue fight Tank at 35 and give up the weight disadvantage. But then they're saying Crawford stops Canelo. Come on, bro. Like, y'all are all over the place, bro. So I don't want to hear from nobody that didn't want to see Inoue versus Tank at 35. I don't care what they say about Canelo Crawford. Yeah, 154 is the new glamour division, and Crawford dipped up out of here, and Turkey gave him away. And y'all praising Turkey like, oh, he's saving boxing. This ain't saving to me, because if you really have all that money to make stuff happen, you should have forced Crawford into the gauntlet at 54. That's where there would have been way more impressive fights instead of forcing this Canelo fight. Anyway, I'm done talking. Let me know how I did in this video. Check out some of my other videos. I got a lot of content coming, so I'll holler at y'all. It was good going live. I had to do a little shakeout. I haven't been doing no live, so peace out.